Good evening, and welcome to the Guardtower Presents. And tonight we're very glad to have you here on the Doom City of Granitegard. The cast and crew are always delighted to have you all along for our adventures, or misadventures, I guess you could say, into our very unique little campaign world that we have going on. Of course, every Sunday evening at 7 p.m. we do our stream on the Guardtower's Twitch. And you can always catch any of the episodes that you missed, or if you want to watch it again, Friday evenings at 4 p.m. is when we post the previous week. You can go back and watch all those there on the Guardtower's YouTube channel. Now, we do have a little bit of an announcement. Next week is Mother's Day, so we are going to be kind of taking it down. It won't be a regular stream that we normally do, but what we are going to do is a session on how to create characters, how to build a campaign, and a little bit of a behind-the-scenes GM type of thing. So any of you that are interested in learning a little bit about that and seeing how we do it, we'd be glad to have you along for that portion. And ever want to find out any information about us or check out any of the previous shows that we've done, the easiest way you can find that data is go to visit our Linktree account, and that is linktr.ee/dcog. And there you can find our Instagram, you can find our TikToks, you can find our Patreon, our Discord, and again, links to the YouTube channel and the Twitch channel for the Guardtower. Tonight, depending upon how gameplay goes, we might be featuring minis from Chris Wolfgang over at Glittering Cave Studios. And Tony Stephenson is hopefully going to be providing our big bad evil guy for the evening. And really happy to show off some amazing set pieces by our friend Chris Fields. I've been very eager to show these off before. Unfortunately, we had a combat situation that our players outfought, and I wasn't able to throw it at them. I mean, how about that? But we got to bring it back for this week. So.
Outthink, outlast, survive.
And
Outdamage.
And we're also very happy to have our friends over at Pocket Bard providing all of our ambiance and music and sound effects for the evening. If you haven't checked that out, I would suggest going for yourself over to either Google Play or the Apple App Store and downloading it. Really simple, easy to use application. Music fades in and out of combat seamlessly. It is absolutely fantastic and certainly can bring some magic to your own table. So definitely give Pocket Bard a shot. Really want to let you all know about Origins. We're very, very proud to be at Origins this year. We have, unfortunately, our tables that we have set up to do gameplay with the fans have sold out. So we don't have any of those that are official, but we might be adding additional ones if you stop by and see us and maybe talk us into setting up an improv game for you. And the most important night, what I really want to talk about, is our Saturday evening. Saturday the 24th of June at Origins, we're having a meet and greet at 4 p.m. And where you can come and talk to all the cast and the crew of the show. You can ask us questions about the show, about the characters, about where the show will be heading in the future. Just chit-chat and have a real good time with that. And then at 6 p.m., we're going to be doing a live play episode of the Doom City of Granitegard right there at Origins, which will be streamed on that Sunday night for those of you, unfortunately, that can't join us. However, the most important thing I need to tell you is you need to go get the tickets. All of the events that we're offering are free, but we need the tickets to make sure that we get all the accommodations for seats and things like that set up. So the easiest way to do so is to go to tabletop.events/conventions/game-fair.2023 schedule something or other. What is the rest of that?
We'll put it in the chat.
Yes, I think we'll put that in the chat to make it a whole lot easier. And we'll also have it posted on our Discord channel. So what a better plug for going to the Linktree and easy shot right into Discord to get that data. Could not be easier, right? I do think that pretty much wraps up everything except for if you're looking to get into the role-playing events, I would say check out either the Guardtower East or West locations or visit them at theguardtower.com. They've got all of your gaming needs taken care of. Roger, is there any other business that we need to discuss?
We have some remarkably important business to discuss this evening, in fact, actually. First things first, something remarkably hilarious happening over on this side of the table. Don't you all worry about it. But I actually need some help. Joe, could you please do me a favor and display? Ooh. If you were hanging out on the server earlier, you may have already seen that we actually officially dropped a new piece of merchandise onto our store, which you can find all this on the Linktree. So you too can be as snug as the Reverend in a rug. If you
It's cozy.
This is beautiful, beautiful throw blanket. Comes in 2 sizes, check it out. And of course, if you're ever interested in any specific things, whether it's some of the stickers or the patches that we've showed before, we are curious. Oh my gosh, gosh, now it's a blanket of invisibility. What can't it do? Let us know in the chat. We are happy to get other things added on here as well. So check it out. Check out our website. Check out everything through Linktree, and you can get this super soft blanket too. There's actually one other thing. So if you all possibly saw this earlier, I literally just did it before the show started, but we added a partners section. So a big thing for everything that we're doing behind the scenes here at the table is trying to like lift up and find those other groups that are doing awesome stuff like we are. And trying to support them because they're out there to support us. So one of the big groups that we're shouting out tonight is Tales of Initiative. You can find all of their information on our partners channel on the server. They stream most of their games Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, but I know they've got a few other things going on. So obviously, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, yes. We're on Sundays, so it's plenty of time for you to take a look at some of their shows and what they've got going on as well. Some really good stuff, some really good content, and they have quite a bit of fun. So when you're not watching us, maybe give them a watch as well. Anybody else have any thoughts?
I think we should get a rug merch added on there, Reverend rug. And here we go. I think that would be a good way to get that.
More rugs.
I can also attest that that blanket is in fact blanket flavored.
What better testimony could we ask for?
I think that's all that we
Endorsed
got
by
for
the teacher.
tonight.
All right, if there's nothing else, who's ready to throw some
Stamp of
dice?
approval.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, we'll
Just
see
bite
you
marks.
It's a hand
after
crunch.
the
Just
intro.
bite marks.
Certified
We'll
joke.
be right
No
back.
trash here.
Once the seat of economic and political power in the Northern Territories, the city of Granitegard fell in one catastrophic moment of terror and bloodshed. In the quiet hours of the night, the massive granite mesa that served as the city's namesake exploded violently, the debris reducing entire swaths of the city to ruin. Before the inhabitants could even comprehend what had happened, they were blindsided by an army of monstrosities surging from the sewers and into the city streets. The militia valiantly attempted to protect the fleeing citizens, but their efforts were futile against the overwhelming tide of bloodthirsty creatures. And in the midst of the chaos, the city gates slammed shut, turning Granitegard into a death trap for anyone that remained behind the high, fortified walls that had been meant to protect them. For over a decade, it has stood as silent as a tomb, and shrouded in a perpetual mist. No one has entered, and nothing human has ever come out. That is, until now. 12 years to the day since the fall of Granitegard, the Trader's Gate has opened. The news has spread like wildfire across the human crescent. And like a siren's call, fortune hunters from far and wide have been drawn by the possibility of untold riches lying just inside the city walls. Daring the foolish and the brave to risk it all at a chance of wealth beyond their wildest dreams. It has also stirred the interest of old rivals. With no one from the original bloodline to claim the mantle of leadership of Granitegard, plans are forming in the dark. Powerful forces seek to play their games of state, as the lives of everyone in the north hangs in the balance. And in the midst of this all, 6 strangers have been drawn to Granitegard by something other than riches or power. Their destiny is tied to the events surrounding the fall of the city. Each of them must confront the past in order to find a way forward. Each of them must search for answers in the doomed city of Granitegard.
All right, well, thank you. Before we get started, we'll start with a quick recap and we'll jump into tonight's adventure there. So the party has just returned from the buried chambers, which was a dilapidated labyrinth filled with all kinds of horrors that have been buried since the time of the Great Cataclysm. That is when the elves and the dwarves had waged a war that spelled the end of both of their kind. While in the chambers, the party discovered a strange magical device called the Keystone. The true purpose of the item still remains a mystery to our party. On their return to town, however, they were jumped by a group of thieves claiming to be working on behalf of a secret organization called The Way. The Reverend Goodberries shocked the party by seeking to do violence to each and every one of the thieves. Sorry, that was my absolute favorite line from one of the previous episodes. Fortunately, our would-be muggers were defeated relatively easy when they took out the leader, although the Reverend did have to be calmed down by the rest of the party to allow them to flee. And with their bodies battered and bruised from their adventures in the chambers, they had returned to the Red Valerian Inn to seek some rest because it had been over 24 hours before they had actually had a really good night's sleep. Waking up from their soft straw mattresses in the morning, they went downstairs to fix themselves some breakfast, only to discover that Delphine, the proprietor's daughter, let them know that there was somebody expecting them in the banquet hall. And this is where we pick up our adventure this evening. So as you all make your way over to the banquet hall, Delphine leads you over. To call it a hall would be doing it more justice than what it is. It's more or less a room itself. It's about maybe 12 feet by about 8 feet wide, so it certainly accommodated a good number of people, but it is definitely not a hall by any stretch of the imagination. As she opens the door, you can see that Versigallus is sitting in the chair at the head of the table, and with him, Katja, it looks to be pouring some water or something into some of the flagons of the table there. And as he's speaking to her, he says, yes, I do believe that this information will be very useful to our friends. And I do think we should share that with them. Oh, greetings, welcome. Come in. I do hope you don't mind. I took the liberty of ordering breakfast for you. And as he does this hand wave as such, you can see across the table there is all kinds of food laid out and just ready for you all to dig in. You've got the oatmeal they have with the honey and the berries there. There's the smoked salmon, fresh crisp bacon. You have the baked bread that must be from the Rose's Bakery that Vaughn can smell that delicious flavor going on. Then a whole host of other vegetables like roasted onions and such. And a plates galore waiting for you to sit down and enjoy yourselves. These motions you come. I hope you again don't mind the intrusion of me. I was here last evening, but you all seemed like you were quite tired, so I figured breakfast would be just as good a time to speak with you and catch up, as it has been a bit of time since we last spoke, and I've been informed by our friend Mr. Gruber that you all have been doing quite well. So come, sit down.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
We appreciate your hospitality, Mr. Versigallus.
Oh, absolutely. It's a delight, I must say. I did not expect you all to accomplish so much in so little time. My goodness gracious. At this point in time, you can see that Katja leaves the room and closes the door. He says, looking back, he says, again, Mr. Gruber has told me that you all rescued children from the clutches of some very nefarious goblins that had kidnapped them. And then that caravan, those gnolls, you defeated and brought the caravan people back here to the town as well. That was most impressive. And I also hear that you had a quite interesting experience down in the shambles. People heard some echoes and some crashes coming up from down the hill, and wouldn't you know it, then you all returned to town. That's most intriguing. So please fill me in on your adventures here. What have you discovered? What information have you been able to glean from your travels here?
Well, first off, we just want to say that we thank you for believing in us and the confidence that we would successfully complete the mission that you set us upon. I think it's, as you mentioned, it's pretty evident that we were the right folks for the job.
Oh, I must concur on that. Although we are far from it being complete, but again, a very good beginning, Reverend. I
Of
do
course.
agree with you, sir.
Well, the main thing that we have discovered is information. And I think that you are the person that knows that information is power.
Oh, absolutely on that. And I'm very eager to hear, what is it that, what information do you have? Oh, would you mind also passing the onions there, please?
Oh, yes, of course, yeah.
You should try
Now-
one as well.
Thank you. That's nice.
Now, it seems like maybe you've been waiting. Now, let me freshen that up for you a little bit. I heated up my prestidigitation. Now, we have discovered dark things going on underneath the old city. Goblins, and even a bugbear.
A bugbear, you do say?
Goblins that mean to do harm to the townsfolk. We also have discovered at least one of those goblins who was didn't want to be there. So perhaps there's some internal strife that we might be able to take advantage of. That's one thing that's important that we discovered. But the thing that was the most important that we found was an entrance into the ruins beneath the city. Now,
Ruins beneath the city.
this is the bad news that I have to relay to you.
Get it over with quick, Reverend.
In our escape,
You know what? I tell you what. we'll do the bad news in just a minute. I feel
all right.
that a moment of celebration is certainly in favor. I've been touring about a bit, unfortunately, in and out of town doing business. I discovered something recently when I kind of bounced along the edges of the Western Kingdoms and out on the Spice Coast. Most amazing drink. Katya. And a few moments later, door opens and Katya comes in with 2 pitchers in each hand, and then she also has 2 bottles, look like large wine bottles, and she sets them down in front of Versigallus, and he pops the cork off of each of them, and a little bit of wine bubbles out, and he grabs the pitcher and begins to pour a orange liquid into one of the goblets there. He's like, "This is orange juice. Have you ever had fresh squeezed orange juice up here in the north? It is amazing." And when you add a little bit of this and then you give it a bit of a stir, and as he does that, he begins passing them around the table to you all. He's like, "They call it mimosa. I've never experienced something quite as bubbly and fun as this. I do believe that we should celebrate that you discovered something as cool, amazing down there." And short term?
It
Yes?
seems toast is in order.
Absolutely. Very good. And he takes the swig. Takes another one as well. This is delicious. And I have enough
tea,
here.
pass the gums.
And it's sweet and enjoyable and effervescent as well. And so anyway, as you were going to say, what did you find when you were down there?
We found a lot of intriguing information about the what we believe to be elven ruins, but this is why I was getting to the bad news.
Elven ruins.
In our struggle to escape, the ruins did cave in, shutting off the entrance. Unfortunately, I don't believe there's any way for us to return inside.
So
we narrowly escaped with our lives. That's the good news.
Absolutely, that's fantastic news, and I'm so very, very impressed with that. And is this one of the children that you all rescued from down in the shambles there? I heard that most of them had been placed with their friends or families here in town, or that Lord, what's his name? And
Yes,
Arendelle,
Lord
had
Arendelle.
taken them in.
It's really a
you took
tragic.
one of them under your wing as well?
Yes, it's really a tragic story.
Oh my.
The young lad is disfigured.
Disfigured. did you say?
And we decided that, but has a lot of potential and ability, so we felt that we needed to take them under our wing.
As Reverend continues talking, what you notice is that his nose begins to grow and grow and grow and grow. And the more he keeps talking, the longer the nose is becoming, to the point that you actually look and you can see your nose. So do continue, please. I'm fascinated about this.
Well, we did
story.
find.
Reverend, your nose.
Yeah, thank you, Ehko. We did find an artifact of sorts.
An artifact of sorts. You see his nose begin to move back just a little bit.
And I produce the bottle of unicorn dust with a pyrotechnic flourish. Behold, the dust of a unicorn.
The dust of a unicorn.
Glitter, if
Most
you will.
intriguing.
Found in the elven ruins. What powers does it possess? We don't know. Surely they are earth-shaking in variety. We thought perhaps you might know.
Well, I'm not much of an alchemist, but I do know that it is certainly used in quite a few different concoctions, and could probably fetch you a very, very hefty price to the right vendor.
But you're not interested in it?
No, I can assure you I am not very interested in those sort of things. What anything else that you all might have uncovered while you were there?
If I could just ask, what are you interested in?
Well, it was an elven ruin, as you said, buried deep below, and apparently you said the goblins were looking for it too, so I'm wondering maybe there was something in there they might have been seeking that you had stumbled across. Anything in particular you might have found?
Reverend, if I may.
Please do.
I want to reiterate that we narrowly escaped with our lives, and if someone was looking for anything other than a bloodbath, a terrible scene is what we found within there.
Hmm.
What we've been able to bring you and share with you has been amongst the most positive and most physical of the items that we've been able to pull from this. Well, I, for one, am grateful, glad,
I suspect. I do believe that we can stop playing some games now. I mean, as you can see, the mimosa was there. It was a tad bit of a dirty trick. I do apologize. And for the next 24 hours, I would suggest pretty much sticking to the truth. It would be not beneficial for you not to.
How long?
The next 24 hours. It just, the side effects will wear off at the
I
end.
want to point out, Damon didn't drink a single drop of it. He put it back down on the table.
So, as I was saying, with some of the interesting developments that you all have to cover there are things I am certainly looking for. I was very well aware that this city sits atop a ruin from long, long ago. I was hoping that you all would trust me a tad bit more than where we were, but I understand that you did meet me in the night on the side of the road. I threw money at you. It must have seemed too good to be true, but I can assure you, my intentions are not for anything evil. They are not for seeking power for myself. If anything, they are the exact opposite of that. I am more interested in correcting a mistake that was made quite a long time ago. And for that's what I need your help for. Cannot do all this on my own, and this is why I need individuals like yourself, more qualified individuals to seek. Yes, Ehko?
Did he drink the mimosa?
Absolutely.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, he had a second glass of it as well.
But how can we tell that? Well,
Yeah.
you're the one that served us the potion. You see the conundrum that
Oh,
we're
I absolutely see the conundrum, which is why I decided it would be better to kind of put some of this out on the table for you all. I know that most of you come from backgrounds where you have experienced some more difficult choices in life, some difficult obstacles that you are seeking to overcome, and I can see why you would be a little bit wary of me. Again, strange, eccentric rich man throwing money at you, asking you to seek out dark secrets. Sounds like somebody seeking to take over the world type of thing, correct? Yes, well.
A little bit.
I can understand that, but especially since the city is kind of corrupt and scary down there. Yes, that's true. But that is not, again, what I'm looking to do. There is a great wrong that has befallen this city, and I feel kind of responsible for what has happened. And so that is why I am funding you. There's a lot more that we'll share and talk about as things go along, but I do believe a relationship of honesty will be the best choice for us in this.
And why do you feel responsible?
That is something that we will talk about at a later date. I have been very forthright with you here. I'm hoping that you'll also be forthright with me.
If you'll allow a brief question, it's something you've already shared. You mentioned corruption. Are you speaking of what we saw down below, or are you speaking of what is so apparently rife in the streets of Newtown?
The corruption that I was talking more about was what's happened to Granitegard itself. There is definitely an evil that has come to nest down in that city below, and I do not think it will be long. Especially now, there are certain phases that are aligning, much like they were 12 years ago. I do believe that we'll be looking at an end game very soon. Do you think it is just mere coincidence that all of you at this point in time just happen to have these connections and ties to the city and we're just happen to be here right at this point in time? I've been looking for quite some time to put together a group of individuals to deal with this situation, and now is the time, and you are the party to do so.
Why us, and why right now?
That I can't answer.
It's
Not that I don't wish to
a very important
answer.
question.
Again, I don't know everything at this point in time, but again, this is how I was led to you. I don't believe in mere chance. I knew that if I was in certain spots at certain points of time, I would run into those that I was looking for. I didn't know who it would be, but it was pretty easy to spot you on the side of the road there on your way in. And again, I happened to be sitting in the woods waiting, and lo and behold, your caravan stops to make its camp 50 feet from where I'm sitting. right when I knew this would be the spot where I needed to run into the individuals that I was looking for myself. I told you, I trust my intuition. Remember back when we had our first conversation? And this is where it's led me.
Well, I can't argue with the results.
Well, suppose that everything that you've said is true, and that you are not in some way counteracting the effect of this potion, which was delicious, by the way. If I drink another one, does it double the effect
Oh,
in
absolutely.
time?
Absolutely not.
All right, we'll take that from you, Damon. All right, and as I was saying, if we are to trust you, supposedly, what type of information are you seeking to prevent the catastrophe that you have elucidated for us just now?
I really wish I knew the information to that as well. And again, this is where you come into play. I need to find out what's happening in that city. I need to understand more and find out who is behind this. And again, I don't have everything to let you know at this point. As soon as I discover and able to put more pieces together, I will be glad to share the insider information that I have. But, alas, I can only share with you what I know at this point.
Very well.
My father spoke of a great evil. What do you know about it?
Long ago, there was an individual, a sorceress. Her name was Melancholic. Power was what she craved. And not just power for herself, power for her people. She was an elf. It is my speculation that what has gone on here has some connection to her. Again, she was thought to be vanquished. I can neither confirm nor deny that myself. But she had a great attachment to this city. And it wouldn't have been the first time something like this had happened that had ties to her. So again, those are just the base pieces that I have. Whether I am off the mark on that or not, I unfortunately cannot tell you, but I wish to know more, and this is why I need you all to continue what you're doing. You've had such incredible success in such a short period of time. I fervently believe that you will continue to uncover more of what has happened here.
Versigallus, I must say, I echo the sentiment of the Reverend here. If everything you're saying is true, then yes, truly, we all are working towards the same goal. But I must admit, I have hesitations. I too seek to prevent whatever has befallen the city from continuing this in-game that you mentioned. But it is such a great risk, as we do not know who we can trust and who we cannot.
This is very true. I have no other way of guiding you on that. While I visited this little town multiple times, I cannot tell you one way or the other who your allies will be in this town. I do trust your instincts will be able to figure that out. I knew that most of you have some connection here in some way, shape, or form. I would begin seeking out those individuals. Form your alliances. Outside of that, I can't really offer you too much more past that. I will be available to help you as best I can, but most of it will unfortunately be on your shoulders.
Does the solution lie to prevent this catastrophe? Does it lie within the city's walls?
I would assume that since that is where most of the terrible deeds went down 12 years ago, that our answers would probably lie within the walls. And speaking of that, I tell you what, I have an Katja, and again, door opens up and Katja comes in. She's looking around a little bit nervously, and he looks at her. He's like, "Don't worry, don't worry. Nothing will happen as far as anybody hearing outside of the room. Just come in real quick." She comes in and she closes the door, looking very, very nervous at you all. She's kind of gives you a little bit of a wave. She's like, should I tell them now? He says, just give me a few moments. You see his hands kind of slip under the table. And a few moments later, there's this musical sound in your ears, like little bells kind of chiming. And the sounds from outside of the room fade away. Again, the dining room and things along those lines. He brings his hands back up on the table and tenses them back up. Katya, please, let them know what information you shared with me on that. Katya sits down next to Vaughn. She's like, I don't have any money. I have nothing to repay you all with as far as you saving my child. But my mother, she used to work in the castle. Right before the city fell, she was there. And, well, when she fled with us, we went through these tunnels under the city and came out in the garrison tower that's down below the switchbacks by the shambles there. And there's a passageway within the garrison tower. If you get into it, you must go to the base of the tower and look for the mural. And on the mural itself, there'll be a guard with a spear. If you push on his face, it will open the door for you. And it's a tunnelway that will get you in. That way you don't go through. There was a party that was here just a while back that went into the front gates, and one of the other groups that came back said that when they went through the front gates, they heard screams, and then they haven't come back since. So I do think this will be a safer way for you to enter the city to the underground there. I don't remember a lot about it. It was a very terrible evening, but I do believe that this might be something that could aid you in getting in there. But again, the tower is supposed to be haunted. It's a terrible place. Nobody that goes to the tower, there have been people that have gone there and not come back, and that people have told stories about ghosts and other terrible things there in the tower, and it's just not a good place. So if you do go there, do be very wary.
So we can go through the front door to certain death. We can go to the ghost tower to probably death.
Well, probable death is always better than certain death, is it not?
Depends on the
That
day.
is the odds, yes.
How's it quantified, yes. Vaughn kind of reaches over, and Katya's kind of nervous, reframing this. Katya, we never asked for anything in repayment for the service that we offered you. It was simply the right thing to do. And he kind of like squeezes her hand, like a smidge. You said your mother worked in the castle. But how did she know of these tunnels?
She was let out. Apparently, a lot of the city guard that night. I mean, I remember it. There was men in armor, and they were shouting, and they moved us along the tunnels. At first, we were just running through the streets, but they grabbed us and pushed us along with other people, and there was not everybody got out that evening the way we did, but we were lucky. We were one of the blessed ones to get out.
Kind of puts his hand, like from her hand, like onto her shoulder. We have more in common than you expect.
Were you there that night as well?
They pulled me from the streets when I was separated from my family, and we escaped through the very same.
I didn't know that. I knew there were others that had gotten out that way, but I didn't know that.
We were among the lucky ones, you and I.
This is true. But I know that you all did it out of the goodness of your hearts, but still, I mean, I will always be indebted to you for saving my daughter. I mean, she's all I have left. And you can see her kind of take a deep breath to control her emotions again. She's like, but you know, it is something, and I know plenty of people that have lost everything. So I will always be in your debt for that.
Thank you for this, Katya.
Thank you.
You may have just saved our lives, so.
If you ever need me again, let me know. I mean, aside from maybe bringing you, a pitcher of beer or, breakfast, I don't know which use will be my side of that, but, if you need me, let me know. And she hops back up, and Versigallus gives her a nod, and she steps back out of the door. As soon as she steps out of the door, there's like this slight little pop sound, and the sounds kind of rush back into the room.
That's a handy trick.
I've been around the block a little bit. Picked up one or two little fancy tricks like that here and there.
Yes, it appears so.
People around these parts don't like that kind of thing.
You're right, they don't. But fortunately, I do think that we're in acceptable company.
Yes.
I was just noticing that the original goal for us was to just find information, but as we're talking, it sounds more and more like we're getting into saving the world territory, and that is just slightly different than what I signed up for. Not that the world isn't great and good and doesn't need saving, but I just was that just seems like a bit of a
No pressure.
chump.
That's notable on that, certainly on that. But I do believe that the goals that you have set out for yourself could benefit from, obviously, saving the world, or in the short term, you could certainly acquire the wealth that you're looking for if you knew the right individuals to help you with your own personal problems. So there's always some way to wheel and deal and move things in the right direction.
That's true. And you make a good point that it's much more expensive to save the world than it is to get some information.
That is very true. Would you all need another advance?
I believe they couldn't hurt.
That will be certainly very helpful.
All right, then not a problem. This afternoon, make sure you stop by Mr. Gruber's office, and he'll have something waiting for you.
Wonderful, thank you.
Thank you.
Right? I do believe that I will leave you in peace to enjoy your breakfast here if there's nothing else that we have to discuss. I think you all have quite a bit of things to take care of today, and anything else that you would need from me at this moment?
Ehko will say in kind of a low voice, in perfect ancient Elven, "Who are you really, if we're telling the truth now?" And he's just been glaring at him this entire time.
Oh, look at it.
I am Versigallus Rex. I have always been Versigallus Rex, and I do believe I shall always be Versigallus Rex.
Not your name.
Not my name.
What do you do? Who are you as a person?
As a person. Well, as a person,
Why do you regret what happened?
I tell you what, Ehko. You all bring me some more information about what's going on, and I'll be glad to trade you some more information. How about that?
And he's responding in Elven?
Perfect.
Does he have the same accent as Ehko?
Yeah, very much the same style accent.
He says a curse in Elvish and just...
Yeah. Oh, and just to help you out with that, he moves his hair back. You can see he has regular ears. They're not pointed.
Okay.
It's like, I'm sure that was a question that you had rolling around inside there. But I know trust is difficult to come by, especially in these times. But I certainly do wish you the best of luck on your endeavor.
I have a question for you. Does the name Emmerich mean anything to you?
Emmerich. I personally have not met any Emmerichs myself. There was some paladin a while back that was some bigwig with the church, but outside of that, I don't recall anything else about any Emmerichs, and
Okay.
personally at least. Are we? All right, well, very good. Again, stop by Mr. Gruber's office. You can't miss it. Just past the Grievesman's office on the left as you're heading up the lane, maybe about 2 streets down before you hit Rose's Bakery, okay?
Yes,
Very
thank you.
As we're walking out, Ehko will say to Maery, "This Emmerich, did he have a symbol anywhere on his armor or his shield or anything like that that you know of?"
Did he?
Go ahead and describe the symbol.
I know it.
Huh?
Do I know it? Or
Well, I mean, one of you.
Is it a gauntlet?
Is it? Yes, it is.
Emmerich.
Yes. You know him?
No.
And you see Echo's. Echo's nose going.
Echo, friend. The drink.
Wasn't. It's fine.
Please tell me. I'm desperately looking for him.
Seems everyone in this group is not the paragon of virtue you have led yourselves to believe.
Oh, Reverend.
So little you know.
Skeech is kind of ditching everybody and running straight back to the room.
I would like to grab a mimosa on my way out.
I would like to grab Skeech.
On the way out.
Would
Go
like
ahead.
to not be grabbed.
That would be a contested roll.
Does the mimosa struggle?
First roll
The
of the night.
mimosa does not struggle.
Athletics, I believe, for you.
I think so.
There's still like a pitcher and a half of mimosa.
I
That's,
grab that. Yep.
what,
Yeah.
An 8.
Dang it!
were you guys like trying to see who had the most terrible roll on
Pardon me.
that?
So sorry.
So as you reach out to grab Skeech, the only reason he gets away from you is he bounces off the door frame just in time, like, poof, and like is able to scoot away.
Who is Emmerich to you? I wish I could give you more, but I don't think I have any information that useful to you.
Are we back out in the tavern, or are we just like walking down the street?
I imagine we're walking.
Are,
Okay,
we,
sorry.
are we walking alone at this point?
So have you all left the tavern? I mean, okay, so you left the room. Where are you heading out to? Skeech was running up to the room.
I want to go after Skeech.
Okay, so we've split the party. All right, Damon and Skeech head upstairs. Echo and Mary, where are you heading?
I'm gonna go to the church.
You're going to the
Would you like
church?
I'll just
accompany me?
be following you.
All right,
Okay.
so out you all go through the front door and out into the streets. It is an absolutely beautiful morning, very, very cool and crisp. There is a little bit of frost still on the grasses, and you can see it especially in the shadows and such like that. And Vaughn
Well, I'm
and
pretty sure
Yeah, we're heading upstairs with the mimosas.
they
Oh.
took off. We were carrying the rest of the mimosa.
okay,
into the
so
room.
the party is heading up to the party.
Oh, I'm following them, though.
Right. So which them? The mimosa party or
Yeah,
the
Vaughn.
church party?
On and on.
Okay. So the mobile party is heading upstairs with the mimosas.
Actually, I'm going to go to the church.
All right.
with Mary.
And the Reverend takes a bit of a turnaround and follows behind you all out the door.
I remember I tried to push my nose in, and I remember what that drink
Well, the more
does.
you were telling the truth, the more it was going back down.
Oh, good.
So, right now, it's just a little bit bumped out.
Okay. Are we going in order? How are you?
From what I understand, the way it looks like, right now you've got the Mary, Echo, and Reverend party, and you all are out on the main drag. You're down the side street, passing by the Arms and Armory, heading out towards that main drag, which would then circle up and around, past the Great Hall. You would have to pass the Grievesman's office and all the way up and around, or you can cut across the fairgrounds towards the temple itself, towards the church itself. Is that where you all heading? Like
That's where I'm going. If I got some
across the
stragglers
fairgrounds?
coming along with me.
Okay, you're going across the fairgrounds, or are you guys going around the circle?
Which is faster?
Well, cutting directly across the fairgrounds would certainly be a lot faster, but you're certainly going to get your feet nice and wet.
Oh, I don't.
It is morning.
I'm not in a hurry. I don't want to get
Stroll
wet.
on the street?
So I'll go on the
Okay.
street.
I'll jump back to you all in just a second there. Up in the room, what are you all doing?
I think that this could have an incredible application later. Do you think we could save some of it?
It was immediately my first thought as well.
course,
Just
right.
too much. It was a pitcher and a half left on the table.
Of course, priceless. Also delicious, and I'm gonna just pour myself a little bit more.
Were you meaning to consume?
No. Just it's been so long since I've had orange juice, but just like a little bit, and then we can save the rest.
My thought exactly. We don't know what's coming next, but I imagine having something that is going to prevent people from outrightly lying to us can be remarkably helpful.
Yes.
I was hoping to go over back to the caravan.
Oh.
I believe I saw someone who sold some supplies.
Oh, fantastic.
Maybe we could find a way to make it more potent.
I love what you're thinking. We can just leave it here for now and maybe set it up.
Points. We should hide it.
Yes. Do you? I wish we had. Are there any other bottles around that we can transfer it from the pitcher?
There's all of Reverend's drinking from last night that he was doing.
Perfect. What serendipity.
Feels right.
Yeah, it does. rinse out those bottles and put the mimosa potion in there. Yeah.
Cork it up. All
Yeah,
right. Mimosa of truth.
I earned this.
Skeech and Ehko. I was like Skeech and Damon.
I assume I'm the first one into the room.
Yes.
I would like to take my bonus action to try to hide under the bed.
Oh, this guy's under there right now.
All
I
right.
will kick her out. Forcefully if need
So basically, Skeech scoots under and scooches under and snuggles right up next to the sky.
Who runs
All right.
away?
Damon, go ahead and give me a hide roll.
I did.
What was it?
Did better than Damon's roll right now. It's a 14.
14?
Right now.
Is this perception?
Absolutely. Hide and go seek in the
Yeah,
room.
that's 6.
6? Somehow you don't notice Skeech's little boots sticking out from underneath the bed. And he's
They
like,
don't curl, that's why.
if he can't see you, you can't see him, and apparently that's the way it works.
Object permanence.
You're like, did he go into the room here? Science.
I'm gonna assume he went into the room.
Last you saw, he ran in there, and now there's just no Skeech.
I'm just gonna sit down on the bed for a moment and just pull my legs up and just sit there and wait to see if he comes out if he's in here.
All right.
Lilo and Stitch move.
In comes Anna and Vaughn, and they begin having the conversation, washing out the bottles, pouring the mimosa in there, and Maery, Ehko, and Reverend, you all have come up and around the edge of the loop, and you can see the church there, and it is a impressive church for such a small little town. You can see that a lot of love and devotion went into this church, and as you're looking at it,
Love to see it.
the way it is actually facing, it's catching the sun's rays in the morning. You can see them coming through this massive stained glass front on it that must be filling the interior with all kinds of light. It is very Gothic as far as the architecture and the spread goes. And again, this is probably the most impressive building in the entire town. It is honestly the only building in town that appears to be completely made out of stone.
I'm in awe. I'm like, isn't this breathtaking?
I just ignore that completely and just. So Emmerich, who is he to you?
Emmerich is my father. He's gone missing, and I'm looking.
How long ago?
It seems it's been a few months now. He would write to me almost every day. Like we talked all the time, but then his messages stopped coming suddenly, and it's very unlike him.
Did he ever speak of a foe? Something that was gone, that might have come back?
He spoke of a great evil.
What did he call it anything?
That's all he ever referred to it as. And I don't know much about it. I think he tried to shield me from it. But he was very high up in the church, and he tried to warn everyone, but people made him out to be crazy. And as I moved up in the church as well, my father tried to shield me from his stain. But it turns out though that as much as I grew forward with the church, it was all a lie. I thought I was there with my own doing, but I was being used, so I left. The church is corrupt.
The Church of the One God is corrupt?
Well, some people, yes.
Your father, he may be the only person who knows what happened to the people I care for the most. I've never met him. I've only seen him.
Where
What?
did you see him?
Can I see the mountains from here?
No.
Okay. Let's just say this. For him to have even be seen by me would require someone powerful, connected, and smart enough to not only survive the journey, but to know the people to get there. I don't know anybody who knows of us other than me and him. The only thing I heard him say was our foe has returned, and he was referred to as a friend. So if that's your father, I'll help you find him. But everything, after he showed up, everything I've ever known was destroyed and taken from me. So you'll have to excuse me if I don't fully trust him or the church yet.
I don't think that the church as a whole is bad. I believe in the one God and I believe in his goodness, but I think there are some bad people in power that I would like to see put down.
Well, there's a good chance that these may be the same people I'm looking for too, so. You know, you don't have his shield anymore, but you have mine.
Thanks.
And he'll just kind of stop in front of the church, realize like we're about to go in, and kind of awkwardly back up and go, I'll just wait out here.
I stroll up behind them just now and say, my, that sounded perilously close to blasphemy, what I just heard. Tisk, tisk, tisk.
I don't think that people are God.
They can wield the power of the gods.
Well, those that would wield the power of God for their own selfishness aren't fit to use it.
You really believe anyone does anything not selfishly?
Absolutely.
Okay. I do not share that opinion, but we've gone along thus far, so I would hope that this experience that we have here in Granitegard does not shatter your illusions about humanity.
Well, my father is a good man, and I think that he can help us.
All right. We need all the help we can get.
That'd be great.
So we're going in?
Yep.
All right.
All right, with that, you all push open the front doors of the church, which swing open on very well-oiled hinges. And again, as they open up now, you can see through the interior of the church, and just like you had suspected, that sunlight is coming right through that stained glass. The glass is cut in such a way that it condenses the beams down to where it hits the altar, and sitting up on the altar is this absolutely gorgeous display, and it breaks the beams apart, which illuminates pictures on the wall from the various parables from the book. So you can see, again, there's been a lot of artistry and craftswork that's been done in this church. And it's very quiet inside there. There's nobody but you standing there at this moment.
It's completely empty.
The church is completely empty at this moment.
I'm gonna kind of walk towards the altar and call out for somebody.
All right, jumping back to the room.
Damon, what are you doing just sitting here?
I'm tired. I might take a nap.
I was wondering, does anyone know where Skeech went? I was distracted by the mimosas, and then he was just gone.
Well, they rushed down, and we awkwardly brushed hands on the mimosas. But
I don't know. I'm just here to take a nap. That's all.
Oh. Does Damon's nose grow?
No, I didn't drink the mimosa.
Well, Damon, if you do see Skeech, we had mentioned briefly that we were going to start dabbling in some alchemy. I plan on making my way over to the caravan, not too long. So if you happen to see them after your nap, would you be so kind as to pass that message along?
Absolutely.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Benno, do you think it'd be wise? Why don't we go and collect that forward?
That sounds wonderful. Yes, let's get that in. Let's get that to us.
Yes, I think it's a good idea. As Vaughn is walking out of the room, again, we are heading to the caravan, not too long. Goodbye, Damon.
Sleep well.
And out the door you all go. I guess, Damon, roll for a nap.
Oh, I'm not actually going to sleep.
And
Skeech napping.
Skeech nap. So, Skeech, how long are you going to wait underneath there?
Well, there's just gonna start some like soft sobbing from under the bed.
Oh. Well, Damon, it's pretty easy to figure out where Skeech might be. Just follow the sound of a broken heart.
The tiniest violin.
It's more of like hyperventilating than like sadness.
It could be that he has a distinct allergy to wolf pelts, so, I mean, that's also probably the case.
Achoo.
Skeech, can we talk?
I don't want to.
I saw your reaction when that woman's name was mentioned. I think it's important to know more information about her if we are going against something that she caused. So what do you know?
Why are you the only one allowed to have secrets?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess let me rephrase this. I'm not the only one that's allowed to have secrets. I'm just not open with mine. If we are going to be dealing with something that she caused that could get us killed, I think it's important to know more information about her. You don't have to go into detail. Just information about her personally.
Just kind of peek out. And at this point, I feel like the might be a little shocking because it's still just the little human boy face from the cream.
Wait, water dissolves it though, so are there just goblin tear marks?
We established goblins can't cry.
Oh, that's so
Even
much sadder.
Yeah. You're worried about what she does, what she causes.
Yes.
I'm worried what happens when you find out. Ehko asked me what I thought I saw, and I didn't want to talk about it. I wanted to leave, and you didn't let me. None of you let me go. But I don't want to see any of you go. For starters, I guess she caused me. I was never supposed to be here. I was happy. We were happy. Till she came around.
Is she still alive?
I don't know. But I know people are still doing what she wants. And monsters and things I can't even describe. That's what's in there. That's what's in that city.
I'll keep this between us. No one will know. Thank you for telling me.
Don't leave.
Here? Don't leave the room?
Don't go in there unless you're ready. And I don't know how you could be.
How does one prepare to be ready?
I guess an army. I'm gonna go for a walk. Crawl out from under the bed.
Out he comes. You're going to accompany him, Damon?
No.
Nope.
I imagine
And
Sky would pat along with you, just like make sure you're safe.
Aw.
And out comes Sky.
Oh, I guess it's more.
And basically, they're just about the same height. No, Sky's even taller than you are. That's right. You could ride Sky. So, out the door, the two of them go, and jumping back around to the church. So we have Maery, Ehko, and the Reverend inside the church. There again, it was empty. I believe Maery called out to see if anybody was home. From off to the one side, and typical to a layout of a small church like this, this is probably the office and the room of the individual that runs the church. Out comes an older gentleman, got to be later in his life. His hair is receded really far back. He has a ring of hair that kind of frosts around here. It's cut relatively close. His face is clean shaven. Looks to be a very kindly smile on him. He's got his nice brown sackcloth on him, and he comes up and he's like, oh, well, we don't normally get guests here all that much. Hey, good morning to you. Have you come to donate something for the church, or tithe, or?
I actually came hoping you could answer some questions for me.
Oh, yes, absolutely. If you wish to know about the one God, I'd be happy to tell you about that.
Oh, I'm very familiar with the one God.
Oh, you are? Well, that's wonderful. Oh, good. So, what questions might you have?
I look at Maery.
I'm actually searching for my father, and I was hoping maybe you could help me.
Oh, well, I'm not really good at locating people all that much. I pretty much run the church here.
Well, see, my father, Emmerich, is very high and well known in the church, and I thought perhaps you've heard from him or seen him or know about his whereabouts, perhaps.
Oh boy. At the mention of Emmerich's name, this guy, his entire demeanor changes, and he goes from this kindly old gentleman, and his eyes narrow, and you see his eyebrows furrow, and that smile turns into a nasty-looking frown. He's like,
My hand goes to my sword.
looks at you. He's like, "You strike me down in my own church?"
Thought it was the one God's church.
Out! Blasphemers! Out! I'll call the city guard. I'll call the county guard. I'll call the guard.
Answer her questions, and we'll cause you no harm.
Please, we mean no harm. I just
And the old
want
dude begins to
find-
beat feet out of the church.
Oh, man.
I'm faster than you.
It is a contest.
My nose goes shorter.
It does get shorter. That's true. So it'll be a contest of skills here. He's chosen acrobatics.
Okay. I will choose acrobatics as well.
All right. And what do
Natural
you?
20.
So what were you looking to do to? I rolled a natural 3.
I would like to just, without even fully unsheathing my sword, just pull it out and just snag him by the back of his
With the
shirt
curve
or
of the
whatever.
khopesh?
Yeah, and just kind of pull him back.
All right. So out
And then
comes the
I'll sheath
khopesh, and you do this nice little whip action, and it does spin him around, because what it does is it cuts his little rope that holds his cloth vestments and stuff up, and he's like, oh! And he
all
pulls his
natural,
pants
don't
up. He's
you
like,
worry about it.
I
good.
can't- this is. What are you doing?
Father,
Here, take
Abbott,
this rug
Abbott.
by the Doom City of
Abbott,
Light.
I feel like we got off on the wrong foot here. You'll have to excuse my associate here.
I don't have to excuse anybody.
He follows a different path, but his heart is in the right place. Maery and I are emissaries of the one God. We have come here to offer our services to the church, gain your blessing as we operate in the town, clearing it of evil and sinners, and generally doing the goodwill of the church.
Mary what?
And I'm looking at you like,
Cross the large?
What was that?
I don't know. Did my nose grow? I mean, I want to make the argument that I firmly believe that's what I'm doing.
Interesting.
You lied so much that you start believing it.
You're not wrong.
It doesn't budge. We'll just put it that way.
What did you say?
Cross the Lord.
So you're not Mary Carrieri?
Echo's world has just been broken.
An assumed name? I am shocked.
Guilty. So, he's the, you're Emmerich's daughter?
I am,
Oh. And why are you in town here again?
because I'm looking for my father.
Oh, very much. Oh. Well, I have not seen him. I'm so sorry about all the confusion there. I apologize about that. But yes, I do need to get another
Insight.
fasten. Insight. Go ahead. Make your roll.
Get him.
Yeah.
Can I help? I'm just like studying his expressions and to
You can
the
make
side.
you
I'm
can
gonna
make your
be
own
giving-
roll.
Okay, I was gonna say I would be giving her
14.
facial expressions.
14?
To be like, nope. That's a 17 plus.
I'm sorry, 15.
15.
22.
Ooh.
22. Okay. Mary, you don't really seem to pick anything up on this cagey old man.
Okay.
Echo,
Wiley sucker.
there's something wrong about his body language and the
I
way.
mean, he might just be uncomfortable.
Well, no, like again, as his tone and things change, there's just something that is definitely that you're like, you're not quite sure.
You wouldn't lie in your own church, would you?
What do you mean lie? Lie about what?
Is it not the mission of the one God to protect families and keep people safe? This is simply a person of the faith looking to help her own father, and there's something you're not telling her.
Where would I know? I mean, I'm an abbot here in this small little town. That I mean, how would I know?
You
Or run
know
into somebody-
who my father is.
Well, anybody that works in the church knows who your father is. I mean, my goodness, he vanquished the darkness. I mean, it just he was given one of the highest awards for what he did. I mean, they gave him a keep.
And you haven't heard anything.
The man and I were never friends. He didn't even know who I am. I mean, my goodness, I worked in the same organization that he does. I'm sure there's plenty of people that have never met your father.
Abbott, what's your name?
Tinsley.
Tinsley? Abbott Tinsley, do you like mimosas?
Do I like him? I'm a man of the church. Of course
Do
I
you
like
like orange
mimosas.
juice? Do you like orange juice? Have you ever had it?
It's part of a mimosa. But, I mean, I don't get them up here when I was, a younger man and I was out doing some missionary work. I just, I mean, of course.
Sacramental mimosas.
Just no reason. Trying to get to know the locals so that I may do the bidding of
And you
the
just
one
carry around
God.
mimosa in your pocket?
Not right now. But perhaps we'll stop by and share a drink with you.
Wherever we're
A
at.
sacrament.
Just says to Anna, just so glad we hid them. It felt like the right move to
Just think of what could happen if they were in the wrong hands.
Wrong people.
And anyway, we just, Abby, we just wanted to, since you're not going to be forthcoming with your information, we, like I said, we just wanted to make sure that you knew that we was in town, and we'll pay you another visit sometime soon, won't we?
Oh, yes.
Have a good day.
Oh,
And I stroll off.
If you hear anything, I expect you'll tell me, yes?
oh, absolutely.
Very well.
Is that truthful?
I don't know. Is it truthful?
Can I check?
Absolutely, you can choose.
Oh.
Is he
My luck
alive?
runs out. 10.
Ben?
I will check if he's truthful. Ooh, okay.
Seems good.
23.
23? It's the same kind of situation as before. Like, you don't really know this guy, but he's giving off these vibes that he's kind of a creep. That he's probably not telling you the truth.
Is there anyone else here?
That's your supervisor.
Can I speak to the manager?
Is the one got in today?
He's like, no, there's nobody else here. There's me. This is my station.
And where's the nearest church?
Cross-reference.
The next nearest church, you have to go down to Intheria or back up over to Greenspan.
Okay.
He hears a whisper in his ear.
Oh, God.
Correct.
Tinsley, my child.
That nose just.
Honesty and forthrightness, you know, are the paths to serve me, the one God. And the Reverend is just like behind a tree. Outside, whispering into the wind.
All true.
His face is a mask. We have no idea.
I guess my nose is growing. But
It is Pinocchioing out there, yes, very much so.
Sticks out from behind the tree.
my son, I know that you will do the right thing.
He's just staring at you all right now.
So you sure there's nothing you want to tell me?
I'd like to tell you to get out of my church.
That's true.
Okay, I'm gonna leave.
And as soon as you guys step out the door, you can hear this, obviously a brace being locked over the doors, and then you hear a chink, must be a padlock, and then a chink, and another padlock.
When we were inside, did I see any other entrances?
Unfortunately, no, you weren't really looking for that at that moment. I mean, there were a couple other
Busy slide
archways and things, it was hard to tell. But then you guys could hear some praying going on inside the church.
You all should leave such a bad Yelp review.
Oh my God. if I could leave 0 stars, I would.
And jumping back over to, I tell you what, you know what?
Nose?
All right.
Nose.
We are going to be heading into our break here shortly, so there's some business that I want to wrap up here before we jump into our break and then come back and do some more gameplay. So, first of all, from last week, there was some excellent RP that went down, and I would like to award the Reverend a silver inspiration.
Why, thank you.
And then Damon gets our first platinum one of the entire campaign. So, well done on that.
Fight it.
And whilst our party is running around here in this town for their break, welcome to level 4.
Yes.
So we're going to go ahead and take care of hit dice right now. So I'd like you all to roll and then tell me what your new hit dice total would be.
20.
And then we'll be going into the break. Maybe if I can find my pencil, apparently.
Yes. Nice.
Now, if we roll lower than half, then we
Then you just take the half.
take, yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and we'll start at the Reverend.
Okay, here we go. And to this roll, I will add my Constitution modifier of 0. 8!
Wow.
Yes!
The Reverend's been hitting the gym. So what is
Popping iron.
what is your new total, Rev?
It's gonna be a big 28 now.
Wow.
All right.
It's 20?
28.
20?
I was like muscle bear.
And 8 of those came from this one single roll. Okay, moving
That's
down
gonna
the
make
line.
my life so much better.
Damon.
Nose.
I
Everything you get
rolled a 6 plus 2, so my new total is going to be 34.
34. All right. Echo.
I rolled an 8 plus 2, so 32.
32.
A lot of help.
Beefy rogue.
You could be the
All right. And moving down the line, we're going to look at Skeech.
I had rolled a 5 with my con of +1, making me a 26.
26. All right.
More
Anna.
hit points.
Okay, so I rolled below. So I'm going up. So with my
my con. I'm at 9.
Oh my
You're
god.
9? So what? Plus,
So plus 9 total.
plus?
Plus 32. So
Okay,
it's
41.
41.
I was gonna say, I definitely know you're not
Nice.
at 9 hit points there. So,
Yeah.
all right.
Not right now.
Mary.
I rolled a 5 with a +2, so
So
I
7?
should have 40.
40, all right. Beefy healer, all right. And last but not least, Vaughn, what you got?
I'll be taking half
Ah.
plus my con, which does take me up to 42 though.
Oh, wow.
Man.
I rolled 2 10s in the other ones.
Nice.
Wow.
Could I make
Aren't
a
you
correction?
lucky?
I counted from the wrong level. I have 39 hit points now.
39, that is so much better. I was
yeah,
going to say.
I was
Yeah.
worried there for a second.
Yeah, I was saying you're extremely squishy for a guy that wants to stand in the front line there. Very, very good. All right, so now that we've established that, we'll get back into some role playing here after the break. So I do thank you so very much for that, and we'll see you here after a little bit of a fun B-roll.
All right, we're here with Will. And good evening. We are going to be trying something original this evening, I do believe. Percy Damon has been so kind as to bring in 2 unique flavored sodas from the Rocket Fizz store here in Columbus. So we've got bacon flavored soda and ranch dressing soda. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to try both of these and not return them in Technicolor Yawn style. So I'm going to cleanse my palate first. I'm going to give the ranch one a shot because this is supposed to be just, oh Lord, really? So apparently I am not good at college parties. There we go. Do it! Okay, well, the opening wasn't bad, but that's about as far as I think I want to take that one.
All right, Hadley is opening the bacon soda for you.
What is this bottle opener?
It's a bottle opener. Hold on.
Hey,
Got it? There we go. Alrighty, so there's no way that this could be any more exciting than that one was.
Is it better?
It's better, but it's still on the side of butt.
Let's go ahead and cleanse your palate and let's mix them in that mug.
Oh God.
Do it!
Boy.
Whoa.
Chug it!
Oh, that's just not right.
Chug, 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 chug.
I feel like we learned a valuable lesson.
Kids, don't give in to peer pressure. All right, that's good. Good night.
Hey everyone, my name is Roger Perky, hanging out here after hours at Guardtower West, and I figured it'd be a really good opportunity for you to maybe meet some of the folks who are not always directly in front of the camera. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to our folks?
Hi, I'm Hadley Rayford. I usually work work behind the scenes in the booth, just managing the cameras, the audio, the lighting, all that type of stuff.
Well, you say it so casually, Hadley, but I think there's so much more that goes on behind the scenes. And so, could you maybe paint a picture for what the viewers aren't seeing? They see us, they see the tables, they see the awesome minis that we've got. But what's actually going on inside the booth during a normal night?
So before we even get into the booth, we have to do all the setup, which includes all of the lighting, all of the microphones, all of the cameras, and that usually takes a few hours to set up, and then hook up into the computer, run through OBS. We have to then audio check everyone to make sure all of the audio lanes are correct and balanced, because some people have very deep voices and some people have very high-pitched voices.
I don't know who you're talking to, Reverend.
And then we also have to make sure Pocket Bar's running, the TV in the room's running for you guys to view everything.
Helpful.
It's very helpful.
It's very helpful.
We have to make sure all the lighting's good. We have to make sure the cameras aren't acting up again. We've had to run so many last-minute checks but they're getting fewer and fewer as the weeks go on.
Well, and that's, I mean, a short list like you've shared, obviously. There's a few things here and there. No, but I think in all honesty, though, there's so much that's happening behind the scenes that oftentimes we wouldn't fully be aware of all the awesome stuff that's being done. Just getting everything to run correctly while we're testing out this new studio, a lot of credit goes to you and the team that you're working with. I know that they're not all able to be with us here tonight, but we see it, and hopefully you all can get a little bit of this as well. Now, one thing, and I don't want to give away too much, Hadley, but you've been doing a lot of work in the booth recently, but I've heard a recent rumor that you may actually be leaving the booth? What does that mean? What do you have to share us? No spoilers, obviously, but give us something.
Well, there is a likelihood that I would be showing up at the table alongside you guys, but I don't want to give any more than just that for now.
Interesting. It just makes sense. I've always been a lot of talk about some of the other NPCs, some of the supporting cast, even recruitable characters that we've been talking about. It's interesting because I think maybe for some of the viewers, they may think that we as players have this idea of like what the full story is. Like, no, we are very much in the dark as well as we're playing, just like you're playing at your regular games, your regular tables. And so whenever there's a big twist, a big pivot, whatever secret Hadley is keeping for us, we have no idea either.
I think the only people who do know a lot of it is Will and James, the director and the producer, obviously.
Oh, and the last thing that I really wanted to ask before we possibly pivot and do a little bit of else, but you're also doing a lot of help with the chat moderation, correct?
Chat moderation, and eventually I'd be doing some of the art and merch and stuff.
Amazing. So I guess it's important to let everybody know that if you're all hanging out with us Sunday night, 7 p.m. on Twitch, there's a pretty strong likelihood that you're actually chatting with Hadley as one of our key moderators. So definitely say hi now that you got a face to the name.
Okay, so today we are going to have a little blueberry catching competition. Ashley, who helps with props, is going to be throwing blueberries for Roger, Adam, and Will.
I accept my responsibility.
And the winner is going to get some sort of prize. I haven't really decided the prize yet. So here's how it's going to go. They're each going to have 5 blueberries thrown at them, but only one at a time. Okay, and the one that catches and eats the most using only their mouth is the winner. Are we ready?
Totally ready.
Okay, we'll give everybody one trial throw.
Trial throw. And you're leading me.
Where are my glasses? Thank you for the safety glasses.
All right, Adam.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's good.
Oh man, we're gonna have to go catch all these blueberries. All right, Roger.
Too far.
Oh, so close. Real quick.
My tooth. Now we have
Don't step on that. All right. All right, this is the real deal. All right, let's start with Will again.
Last one felt pretty real.
You should be.
I'm afraid for you.
All right, Adam.
See where it's coming. There you go.
Yeah!
I'm not the wall was too close to me.
Do we have insurance for that? I like my competition. Hands!
Right! You start to eat it. So you only have to use your hands to eat it.
That one's on my feet.
Did it bounce out of your mouth?
It did.
Can I redo that one?
It's a mini trampoline.
That one missed a lot.
All right, you can redo that one and redo the one where Adam had his swatted away.
I didn't see that.
Ah!
Yeah, so give Adam 2.
I saw it rolling.
Oh, there it is.
Give Adam 2.
Oh, that.
Oh! All right, so those are the redos. Go back to Will.
What? Okay.
Oh.
There we go.
No!
Nice.
Oh,
Hold on a second. I'm just saying that we're getting different types of throws over here. I was perfectly trained on Adam's mouth.
I thought he's got a lot of experience eating food that way. I'm not quite sure. I mean, Skeech, is that how they feed you at home?
That was actually the only way I was allowed.
Okay, I'm ready.
There we go.
yeah! All right, 2 more each. Let's do it.
I think Adam
One at a time, though, right?
One at a
I know
time.
they've kind of hit my face. If we get a little closer to the mouth, that might be.
Hi. Hi. What's going on here?
We're throwing blueberries and tried to catch them, and Will missed again.
I didn't.
Ah!
Hold on, another question.
Adam's winning.
Never mind. Continue.
No, he is really winning.
Ah!
That's what happens if I get one that bounces off of you.
Okay.
I think that's a
bonus
stolen point.
points,
I think
yeah.
that's a stolen point. It's family.
Did you get it that time? No.
No, the rule was you have to eat it with your. The rule was you had to eat it with your mouth.
I got it.
That was eating it with my mouth.
Can't use your hands.
I didn't. I used my mouth.
There.
The blueberry has never had.
He didn't say.
I mean, so right now it's looking like Adam's winning this competition.
Oh, he's definitely winning.
You've got 2 or 3.
If
We
that
said
was
5.
Like 3?
yeah,
We had like the 2 do-over ones.
Fortunately, it's on video. So
Yeah,
we can go out
it's
and-
on video, so let's just call it. I think Adam is the winner.
if you two concede, I think I would like to
And-
donate my prize to our viewers.
Well,
So figure out what that prize is going to be.
Oh no.
here's your prize.
You can contact me in the comments, and I will get you a blueberry eventually.
Or they could visit you at Origins. Oh wait, you're not going to be there. That's right.
You know, I might just have a stand-in, so be on the lookout for that.
Hey everyone, I'm Roger Perky. I play Von Thresh in the Doom City of Granitegard, and tonight we're hanging out after hours here at Guardtower West, checking out some of the cool products they got going on, but also some of the awesome people that we've got part of our production. And I'll let them introduce themselves tonight.
Hi, I'm Audrey, and I play Mary.
So, a couple of really interesting things that I want to explore with the time that we've got tonight. So your entry into our show was a little bit different. I feel like we went through some introductions with some of the other cast and crew so that the community could get to know everybody else, but we don't know as much about you, Audrey. So what do you do outside of this? Your hobbies, your passions, what's your day-to-day look like?
So primarily, I'm an artist and a mother and a student.
What are you studying?
I am studying to be an art therapist.
Amazing.
Yeah, I'm very passionate about mental health. Yeah, and as far as art, I feel like I try and learn as many skills in the field as possible, kind of a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
I draw, I paint, I do printmaking, I do metalsmithing, I do embroidery, I do sculpture with clay, so kind of just a little bit of everything,
Yeah,
and
there-
it's so much fun.
There was a skill tree, and you didn't go down one branch. You, in fact, went through all the branches.
No, see, I'm like super ADHD, and I was just like, I want to do this and this and this and this. Yeah, so I just wanted to try it all and see kind of where my skills might naturally were at. And it seems that there's a broad array of skills that I have in the art field. Like, all kinds naturally, I think. I love working with my hands.
Well, it's amazing. It sounds like
So
a lot
much
of
fun.
it's a lot of cool stuff, but also it's a wide variety.
Yeah.
Now, so like the idea of working with your hands and creating something, that's kind of a good segue into my next series of questions. Most of us, as we were coming into this production, we had an opportunity to help build some of the character, right?
Yeah.
So Will helped us by providing some backstory archetypes, but we fleshed everything else out. But you were kind of taking over what Amanda has done an awesome job of starting.
Yes.
So what's that process been like for you, kind of stepping into quite literally someone else's shoes?
Yeah, it's definitely been outside of my comfort range. Because it's not anything I've ever done. Like, I'm very used to creating new things, but kind of like taking something that somebody else has created and tried to sort of make it my own has been challenging, but also really fun. You know, like something new I've never tried before.
Well, it's a different twist on the idea of rolling up and making a character. Like, we've all maybe done some like throwaway characters, but you're quite literally stepping into someone else's persona in a different way than we typically do when we play D&D or other tabletop games.
Yeah, I think it makes me, I think, more nervous because I'm like, am I playing them right?
Yeah.
You know, whether if it was my own, then I would have, I guess, confidence of playing this the way that it's meant to be played. You know, so I'm doing my best.
Well, I think that's an interesting thing for us to explore right now, then. So you've done an amazing job stepping into what Amanda has helped us in creating for Maery in this world, but what's next for you as Audrey playing Maery? How are you going to make Maery your own? And what's next for the character?
So I've been working on giving her some little quirks. I really thought it would be fun whenever she's like nervous or uncomfortable to start singing some like church hymns.
Yeah.
Because she grew up in the church, and that was part of my personal background as a child, was growing up in church and singing in choir, and so I was like, that would be really fun to implement some singing.
So you might see a little bit more of that in the future.
Well, I think I'm excited to see it, and I'm pretty sure I can speak for a lot of our viewers as well that they're super eager and happy to have you at the table, and we're looking forward to what you're going to be doing with the character that is Maery. But I believe that's all the time that we've got for tonight, and we are going to get back to the game in hand.
Yeah, go ahead.
Awesome. Hey everybody, my name is Roger Perkey. I'm with the Doom City of Granitegard. I play Von Thresh, and tonight we're going to be looking at some after-hours product here at the Guardtower West. So follow me, let's check out some of the things they got going on inside, all right? So, first things first, you come in, you're going to want to say hi to the fantastic staff. They've got checking out some of the new stock, all the new dice, everything else that's coming through in here. And as you make your way, you're certainly going to want to check out everything they got on their spotlight centers, oftentimes right here. And there's no reason to pass up all of the board games and all the awesome stuff they got along the back wall. But if you are like me, you're going to want to make your way back over here to the Hall of Minis and the rest of the painting supplies. Follow me. If you're looking for bones, you're looking for some of the specific D&D minis, you got everything you need and more as you take a look at all these things. But maybe you're interested in some of the larger product. You need only look right here, nearly as tall as I am, standing. Amazing. If you're just getting into the hobby and you're looking to possibly find that first character, looking for inspiration, check out everything they've got right here. The WizKids Unpainted. Make them your own for whatever you're interested. It's a really good opportunity to start. But as you're building your way into this, you realize maybe you need some of the terrain pieces. You want to build the world that you got going on. Well, obviously you're going to want to check out everything that we're using currently on the show. Everything produced by Warlock, some of the awesome cool dungeons in a box they've got too. There are so many things that you can check out. It's going to be hard to just pick one.
And we're back. All right, thank you very much for joining us again after the break. Hopefully you found that entertaining. We had a whole lot of fun bringing that to you. And Skeech is going to show off his grand prize for blueberry snagging there.
I snagged more blueberries.
The gift that keeps on giving all those antioxidants. You should be quite healthy before tonight's over.
I will be immune to disease by the end of the session.
Will, did you enjoy your sodas?
My sodas were great.
I'm so glad.
I'm rolling inside on that.
I think we enjoy sodas as much as
I need the one die. Can you toss Just roll it for me. Yeah, no. But yes, apparently the challenge level is going to be upped on future coming events. I so can't wait. But if there's something gross you want me to try, go ahead and be careful what I wish for, I guess, on that. Yes. But yes, we'll do some more gross things. And if you got some suggestions, let's see what horrible things the audience has in store for me. But back to.
I like to drink.
Do you want me to go get the rest of your bottle so you can drink it live?
God in heaven, no. So, yes. Anyways, so as we last left off, Maery and Ehko and the Reverend had left the church after a very interesting encounter with Abbot Tinsley. As they're walking back out along the main pathway, I'm assuming you're heading back to the Red Valerian, or where are you all heading right now? Okay. So what's going on, Maery?
Well, I just wanted to thank you guys for having my back. I really appreciate it. And I was wondering if I could have your back in exchange.
I was just going to say, just remember us in your time of need.
Same for me.
Yeah. So I was wondering,
Our time.
I wonder if there's some interconnectedness happening. I feel like there's a lot of pieces, but I would just like to maybe understand things better. Could you tell me about the way?
Well, I don't know much about them, except that they are a criminal organization that I think has taken over this town.
Were they targeting us specifically when we came out of underground?
Were they targeting you specifically?
No. I do not think so. I'm not from around here, so I don't know how they could have known me. They might have heard of our exploits, since we have been making a lot of noise, but that is all I know about them. I would, like you, like to know more about the way.
Okay. And what are you hoping to accomplish here?
Vengeance.
The way stole something from you?
They're bad people. And I know you think that I'm a bad person as well, but I do have a code, and I don't hurt people. They do.
I don't think you're a bad person. But I think that you do things in your best interest above everybody else.
That is true.
Shrinks back down. All right. So Vaughn and Anna have been making their way out of the gates over towards the caravan. Skeech, is that where you were heading as well?
Yeah, I'll be under a tree nearby with this guy.
We were just briefly stopping by Mr. Gruber's office.
Okay. Not too hard, because again, as you're coming up to the main exit out of town there, you have the Great House. Just next to that, just above it, is the groomsman's office, and past that is the lawyer's office. You can tell it's got this set of scales out front on the sign, in case anybody can't read. Nice establishment, looks to be well-kept, manicured lawn out in front. Not a whole lot of herbs or anything else along those lines. Actually, decorative sort of flowers out in front. Very neat and orderly and structured. As you step up onto the porch, it's been swept nice and clean. And there's a little sign up front that actually reads in Northern and reads in the legal language, the Elven, that the office is open.
It's quite orderly and tidy here. I think one can respect this.
Yes, yes. I'm sure he keeps his books in just as good order.
Well, let us hope so.
Yeah.
Is it like a knocking type of thing, or just like a swing open type of thing?
Right. Just the front door there doesn't seem to have any knocker on it.
Make our way in.
Okay, opening up the door to the office. Very much a short, shallow office in the front, longer than it is wide. There is a very nice looking table on one end, lots and lots of legal books up on bookshelves. Sitting at the desk are several legal scrolls. It looks like he is in the middle of doing something. Again, as you walk in, he's sitting right there. He looks up, kind of adjusts his spectacles that he has. Very clean cut, very sharp looking features on this individual. Black hair, crimped, got a nice little tight beard and a mustache over the top of it. Very excellent looking tailored outfit that he has on. He stands up. He's like, could I help you?
Yes, actually, a Versigallus Rex sent us over here to pick up a forward in advance.
In advance. Very good. Come in.
Thank you.
And
Thanks so much.
pulls open a drawer, sets out a ledger on there, and writes something in it, and spins it around, slides it over. Please sign.
Oh, yes, wonderful. I have my own, actually, and pulls out his quill. And I'll sign it, Von Thresh.
Most impressive looking pen you have there.
Yes, it is quite.
Did not quite expect that on somebody dressed quite as earthy as yourself.
Well traveled, I believe is the word you were looking for.
No, I meant earthy. That was a good choice. It wasn't meant as an insult either to you, Matt. It just quite the implement that I expected for that. I'm most impressed on that. So, all right, young sir. And he reaches in, sets a sack down, and it doesn't look to be too full of coins. As a matter of fact, it looks like there's much smaller in size than the previous one.
Interesting. You don't mind if we just count it here, just to make sure.
I would suggest you do so. If you didn't do so, I would think you'd be fools, and I don't take anybody that works for Mr. Rex as a fool.
We are certainly not fools, no.
Glad to hear
Go
it.
ahead.
I open the bag.
Okay. When you open the bag, these are not the regular small round gold coins. These are long rectangular coins, and each one of them is worth 500 gold pieces apiece, and there are 3 of them in the bag.
All right. I'd like to keep my face as neutral as possible and be like,
Go ahead for a deception on that.
Right.
Or performance. I'll let you do either one.
These books, you have so many of them.
It's a 16.
16?
Yeah.
You do a good job keeping your face. Like,
Okay.
anybody that was looking through the windows would not have seen you like, oh, you know?
The cartoon animation shooting.
This is literally the most amount of gold you've ever seen in one place at one time.
Yes. They're like, thank you. We look forward to the rest of the eventual payment. And
That is all that I'm aware of currently at this point, unless Mr. Rex says something different. I do believe that concludes the advance at that point, or the.
yeah, but an advance.
The advance, correct.
Yes, exactly.
There is to be a conclusion.
Yes, and as a man of discernment, can you recommend a tailor in town?
Well, my goodness, you were looking to spend your entire advance on an outfit, I'm assuming, or you just
nothing so fancy.
nothing
but
so fancy.
Just if you know of anyone.
Well, I mean, there's always many places here in town that you could go spend that. If you're looking for just something,
just simple day wear.
Simple day wear, then I would say that you would probably want to go visit the general store over 2 streets down, and then off to the right, maybe half a block down. Look to your left, you'll see the sign out front on that. It's a general. It's got a little barrel with some items around it. You know, they sell everything from hose and farming equipment, along those simple like seeds, things like that, and then obviously some various degrees of clothing in there as well that are much more suitable to a more rougher lifestyle. You can certainly take care of that.
For those who prefer the earthy path.
Yes.
I believe.
Yes, the earthy path.
Yes.
I mean, there's always the silken sash if you're looking to get something a little bit nicer and a little more eloquent, I guess would be a good word for that.
Well, thank you so much for the information.
Quick question. He like looks around, like he's visibly impressed with everything that he's noticing in this place. Now, I say, do you manage the books and the accounts of most of the businesses and the various offices and the families here in town?
Those that can afford it, absolutely.
Understood. It's quite impressive.
There are very few ways for a man of higher education to make their living around here, and this happens to be one.
Well, it seems that you've carved out quite the life for yourself.
I would prefer if I still had my little home back in Granitegard, but you know, we all want things. And if you need additional services or something yourself, you are more than welcome to come back here. Just because I may be a bit abrasive to some people's taste doesn't mean I would not be glad to help you in the same.
No, I think in these regards we appreciate someone who's forthcoming and direct whenever it comes to matters of numbers.
Excellent. Is there any more business that we need to discuss today?
Not until we come back for the conclusion.
Very good, because time is money. Thank you so very much. And you have yourself a wonderful day out there.
You as well. Thank you.
Sits back down and goes back to work.
Walk outside. We get far enough away. Keep it cool, Anna. Keep it cool.
Oh God. We should break these into smaller. We can't show these around town.
There's no doubt. It's not something that you spend around a place like this.
Oh, casually just drop it on the counter like, oh, can you break my 500 gold? Yeah. Yeah, maybe at the end, maybe they can help us.
The end, maybe. I will say this. I was already planning to head to the caravan. I was hoping to find Skeech or meet up with Skeech. We had some small business.
Of course.
They seem like how do I phrase this? They've worked with some individuals who maybe have come into these types of lump sums before.
That's true. Yeah.
They may be more understanding of why a party such as ours have
and
denominations.
The discretion that's
Correct.
involved. Yes,
Correct.
of course. Okay, that sounds fantastic. Yeah.
Well, do you want to come with us?
Oh.
Or me, I guess. I don't know if I'll find Skeech.
Yeah, well, I actually after we break it apart, there's a couple errands I'd like to run, but yeah, and might as well kill time while we can't lie at all. Put things off till tomorrow, sleep it off a little bit, but
Kind of like touches at his nose.
yeah, no, just like yeah.
Well, here, if you have errands to run, keep that on your person. I'll go. I have enough some on me to go get what we need, and maybe we'll start with your idea first at the end.
Okay, that sounds wonderful. All right, I'll see you
So,
soon.
with you later.
What errands are we running today?
Oh, great. Starting, I would like to stop by the Silken Sash.
Okay.
Do you want me to list everything I'm hoping to do over the next 3 days?
Yeah, let's
or
go.
just,
We're
errand?
going to start here and kind of work
Okay.
our way across as you all take some downtime there. Vaughn, I think you said you were looking to stop over the caravan and pick up from Waddle,
Yes,
the alchemist.
I'm interested in getting access to either some alchemy supplies or some rough kits, maybe some like herbs and spices and various things, like reagents, mainly so we can start teaching and helping Skeech with the thing that they had requested. Certainly want to make it back over to the Wild Rose Bakery, pick up some rations, pick up some supplies. Beyond that, I don't have much I'm hoping to accomplish. The alchemy, practicing a few of those things.
The alchemy kit and then some supplies go with it. About 65 gold is what Waddle will part with that. And it is a quality kit. There's nothing, he didn't cheat you in any way, shape, or form. Give you a healthy supply of very common herbs and medical reagents and things like that for you to work with. And off to the Wild Rose you go. We'll address that here in a few moments. Mary, anything else you're doing over the course of these 3 days?
I think I'm just going to pray while we have some downtime for wisdom on how to go about finding my dad.
All right. Go ahead and drop me a 20, add your wisdom.
Ooh. 30-20.
30-20. All right. You engage in prayer over the next 3 days and just really deep meditation, reflection on the situation, and it just seems like you're just not getting an answer until, as you're kind of shuffling through your belongings, your notebook spills out, and this little piece of paper from back when you were in school slips out over your journal, and it says, "Patience will be rewarded." And just the way it happens to land right on your shoe, right side up, perfectly legible. Something about it just makes you feel like that's kind of an answer to your prayers.
Okay.
Anna, you were going over to the silken sash.
Yeah,
And look
so-
into. They're always happy to have those with money walk through the front door.
I guess so. Like before I head over, I've just been left with the majority of the gold.
I do believe the entire amount of gold that he left you with.
Which is just so I'm just gonna stand there and hold it for a second, and then walk towards the silken sash. Yep.
Oh, walk into the silken sash. It is a really nice looking structure. You can
Great.
see that there. All the wood on the exterior has been whitewashed. So, I mean, somebody spent a considerable amount of money making this thing look very, very nice. It is a stone base around it at the bottom.
Yeah.
The front doors are double French-style doors as they open up, and as soon as you come in, you can actually hear they have somebody with a violin playing. As soon as you come in, they begin to play a violin, and there is a bottle of wine sitting out, and Louis Beckett comes up to you and says, "Oh, welcome to the Silken Sash, young lady. Are you interested in upgrading your attire? You look like you might have had a rough road with coming here."
Oh, thank you. I'm actually just looking for a couple small pieces, just to start out, and see how it goes from there. I'm looking for a scarf and then some gloves.
And when you say a scarf and gloves, what materials are you talking about here? Are you looking for more workman's style, or would you like something more of a more eloquent?
Something for a little more elegant, like a reunion with an old friend.
Oh, very good. I tell you what, let's come over here, and Louis shows you off to some very nice, and begins to try to also pitch you on a top and some pants and some stuff for your head. Oh, did you also know that they also offer a full manicure and pedicure and facials as well?
I tuck my hands into my pockets, and I'm like, that's all right. I was just some simple starter set, but well made,
For a mere 100 gold, we can get the scarf and the gloves for you, and they will be perfectly fitted. It will take, I would say I would have them ready for you tomorrow on those gloves, and again, they will be fitted to your hands like nothing else. They will almost be like a second skin for you. And the material, second to none on that.
I believe that the quality you would offer me would outweigh anything that could compare, especially here. Unfortunately, that is a little too rich for my blood right now. I do.
And when you say that, you see his whole face kind of change.
Yeah.
Oh. How rich for your blood?
Well, with that attitude, and then I'm gonna leave.
Edward, close the door. And just as you're stepping out, it goes and it slams behind you.
I'm gonna reach back and slam it again.
Beast! And out on the street, you're like, "Curr!" Yelling back. And in this area of town, like the people that are over on this side of town are very different than some of the more the lesser. The more salt to the earth style portion of town where you have been, and you can see like people are looking around like, oh, what's going on over there? So you were quite the entertainment on the street. Skeech, what have you been doing with your time during these 3 days?
Oh, could I do like one other thing?
Well,
too?
sorry, what other thing were you looking to do?
I was hoping to stop by the armory and see if they can identify the metal I have.
Oh.
And maybe see if they could make anything out of it. And then while I'm there, also see if they have any scraps that they could give me of like metal or wood or anything like that. Yeah.
We always have scraps of stuff around, absolutely, on that.
Perfect,
I hate to say it, but I mean,
yeah.
We're not going to charge you on it because you're kind of doing us a favor getting rid of some of the riffraff there, the garbage.
Yeah.
So
junk specifically. Yeah.
okay, junk. That's fantastic.
Okay, great.
When you show it to Fletcher, he looks at it. He's like, oh, I have no idea. I'll tell you what. And you both walk over to Little Tom. Little Tom grabs the bundle. He's looking at that, and there's no poker face whatsoever on this individual. He's like, what is this? And he's like, I don't know what this is, but if you give me some time with this iron bar and allow me to work with it, I'll see what I can do. I mean, it looks like it should be iron, but it's not iron.
It's really quite extraordinary, isn't it?
I've never seen anything like this before.
Oh, it's so light. I'm looking forward to see what you produce.
Fantastic. Give me a little bit of time. Did you want to get your split mail fitted while you're here?
Oh,
or?
that would be lovely. Yes.
All right. So they take your measurements, and for the next 3 days, you're not going to have your split mail.
Yeah.
But they are going to repair it. They're going to get it re-dyed on some of the leather. They'll get it fitted for you on that.
Now that's customer service.
All right. And that was the promise that they had made. And I think that wraps up what you were looking to do there.
Yes,
with
it
this
does,
back Skeech?
I was waiting for Vaughn under the tree. I found some blueberries on the way there. So I'm just
So
munching.
Sky and Skeech are eating blueberries. Skeech eats one. Same hand. Let Sky get one licked off of it. He eats another one off the hand. Just back and forth, looking like a little kid standing under the tree. Vaughn, out you come with the do-it-yourself Science Junior kit there.
So this is where you got off to, Skeech. You all right? What are you eating? Skeech, go on, say.
He's got blueberry juice just running down his face.
Nothing.
Skeech, we both know that's not nothing.
You're right.
Berries. Oh, can I have some?
Sure.
I don't actually want one. Skeech, I was able to make my way over to the caravan, and you had mentioned that you wanted some assistance putting together some things. I thought we could start working on this together if you were interested.
Okay.
And I'll just wipe just all over my front of the shirt, my pants, and on Sky.
And like anybody's ever wiped a long-haired dog, you come back with like, oh.
These are my freshly
you got
fitted
free gloves.
Yeah. They're like a second skin.
Skeech, we could set this up in the room and go over some of the basics this evening. I will say we'll need to venture outside of town a little bit. They were able to provide with some of the basics. But I'm fairly certain if we get into more, well, we'll pace ourselves, but as we get into more advanced areas, we'll need some of the things from the local fauna and flora.
Okay. I guess after you.
Well, let's head back for now. We'll go through the basics. He's like very eager about going through the process of like teaching you how to do some of these things. And we'll see what you pick up on it. Maybe we'll go out later, maybe tomorrow.
Okay.
Are you okay, Skeech?
Yeah.
Skeech, you know if you... I know we really have only just met, and I'm not trying to take the place of anyone else that you have. Okay, maybe I will have one. But if there's ever anything that you want to discuss or share, I'm happy to listen and hear what you have to say. I think we kind of glazed over the fact that we really just helped you get out of there not too long ago. And we dove straight into danger first thing.
I guess. Yeah, we can talk a little bit.
Well, there, take your time. Not here. Let's head back. Let's get comfortable. Kind of taps the book on the side. We have much to go over anyway.
All right. Do I need a book?
I'll do the writing, and I'll handle most of the book work for us. Okay. We'll let you get your, kind of look down at your hands. We'll let you get your hands dirty. So we head back to the end.
And you guys are going to spend a good chunk of the next 3 days working on that. We'll also get to the rose thing here in a few moments. Ehko, anything else that you were doing over the course of these 3 days?
About 3 things. The first is I'm just kind of scouting around town looking for any messages left from me.
All right. Based on the roles that I talked to you about earlier, as you were moving about town, you don't see anything along those lines.
Okay.
What you do catch is that kid again. The one from the
gopher kid?
the one that was a gopher, a groundhog.
Oh,
But before that, he was
He was officially a woodchuck.
Woodchuck, groundhog. Yes.
Ehko would have probably.
Yes, woodchuck, groundhog, same thing. This time he's not either one of those, but he's doing his best to be super stealthy and follow you about, and does a fairly decent job for somebody of his skill level. You're quite impressed that he's able to blend in as well as he does. But unfortunately, being a train tracker and stuff yourself, you're spotting this kid. At first, you were like, oh, and then you spot him again and again and again. It is now obvious that he's been trying to track you around town.
I would like to kind of lead him in a way where he'd lose me, so then I can come back around and track him.
And track him?
Yeah.
Okay. So you go and follow him about. He looks very confused, and after a while kind of gives up and goes back to the Red Valerian Inn and sits out in one of the bushes watching the front of the Red Valerian.
Okay, I'll go up to the bush and just kind of knock on it. Hello?
Doesn't say a word.
I see you, smell you, hear you. Been following you.
Hi.
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 I see you've evolved a bit.
What?
You know, you're smaller, more rodent-like.
I don't want to talk about that.
That's okay. I understand. Can you stand up? Here, we can go in the back. Nobody ever goes there. That's where me and my wolf go.
Oh, we watch you in the back all the time. I mean, okay. And he follows you around back.
And I will kind of walk with him. Does he look any different?
He looks like he did the first night you saw him when you came to the Red Valerian. Street urchin style kid.
Okay.
Definitely malnourished. Could use a bath. Probably has fleas.
Sorry.
Damon is definitely one of those sensitive types.
Tell you what, instead of talking here, why don't we walk and talk? I've been wanting to get to know the flora a bit better in this area, and I bet I could find you some stuff that you could eat. That's kind of my expertise.
I mean, I do eat things off the floor.
Oh no, it's like berries. They're very good.
What?
They're good berries.
Yeah, good berries. Berries are good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go find some, yeah?
I can't really, if I get seen with you, I'm going to be in a whole lot of trouble.
Okay.
I'm like supposed to be following you and not sitting here talking to you, but you've got a large sword, and that scares me a lot right now, so.
Right. Well,
your dog's not going to eat me, right? What's that?
Are they watching us right now?
Probably.
Okay.
Who's they?
Wow. Then they won't be seen with us because we're not going to be seen at all.
We're not going to be
Come
seen at
with
all?
me
Where?
Right now.
Where?
We're leaving.
We're going?
Yep.
Okay.
And I'll have him go in the front, and I'm just going to be telling him where to go. But kind of leave the town a bit. And
You got through the front gates?
Yeah.
All right, you pass by Roland and Emmett. They're having a conversation. This time you're not.
Hey, Roland.
Hey. And out to the main drag you go. There's the Trader's Road there.
I am genuinely looking for berries, but
You're gonna kill me, aren't you?
What?
You're gonna kill me, aren't you?
No, I'm not gonna kill you.
This is where we hide the bodies out of the town a lot.
Okay. Now it's time for me to ask some questions.
Yeah?
Though you're very forthcoming, which I appreciate. So, A, who is sending you to watch me? B, why? And C, why are you killing people?
I don't really kill anybody.
Oh,
I
okay,
just
good.
pick pockets, but like they kill people.
Okay, so who's they?
Them.
Them. What are their names? The group?
Oh, I can't tell you that.
Oh, you have to.
You're gonna kill me?
Maybe.
Oh no. Well, I mean, the Gray is the one that's kind of running things right now.
The Gray.
The Gray.
The Gray.
And then you know, sometimes Theot tells people what to do.
Who?
Theot. Captain Theot.
Captain Fiat.
Yeah. Sometimes they tell people what to do.
And where
But
is he now?
Where's he?
Mhm.
Who?
Captain Fiat.
Captain Theot? He's probably, I don't know. He doesn't stay a lot in town. He goes out and does stuff a lot.
Mm-hmm. Does he ever tell you what it is?
No,
or
he
is-
just usually hits people like us a lot because we get in the way.
And he pays you in money or food?
No, he doesn't pay us at all.
He just tells you to do it and threatens you?
Well, I mean, we get to stay in places that we don't really have anywhere else to stay. We can stay over at the place where we go.
Okay, well, here's what I'm going to offer, and I'm going to channel my best reverend. I will let you stay with me in our room where we have plenty of beds and all that kind of stuff for you to, be comfortable. If you tell me where I can find this place and where I can find them, I won't go there now. You will not be involved at all, I promise.
Okay, his eyes look like saucers right now as he's staring at you. Like, and there's no deception going on right now. I'm not even going to make you roll. It is a look of absolute abject terror at the proposition that you've made this kid. He's like, I can't do that. They will kill me.
They won't kill you because they'll have to go through us first, and we have a pretty good track record. Oh, here's a berry, and I will give him a good berry, which will nourish him for the whole day.
Is this poison?
I don't think so. If you tell me more, maybe it is.
If I tell you more, it'll be poisoned? Then I won't tell you anything.
The other way around. Sorry, I want you to try it.
What?
Just eat it.
Persuasion, please.
13.
I don't want to eat a poison berry. He starts to cry.
I'll eat
He's
it.
like, I don't want to eat a poison berry. I don't want to die.
Just try it. Try it. It's good, right?
Yum, 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 yum.
Okay.
I'll just put the rest of that in my pocket.
I'll just eat one off the same bush.
He's just staring at you right now.
Okay, sorry. Distraction. We need to know about these people. What do they want to do with us?
I don't know.
They didn't tell you, they just
I just have
told
to
us.
watch you and report back what I see.
What have you told them?
Nothing yet. I was following you around and then I lost you, and that's not going to go over very well.
Okay, so you are going to tell them that we were helping the children, and now we're not doing anything. We're just sitting in our room and shopping around the town, living normal lives like normal people who are from here. Got it?
Okay.
Okay? And then after that, you can come find us, and we will make sure you're safe.
Okay.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Can I roll insight?
Yes, you can roll insight.
17.
Yeah, he's kind of a weird kid. He might be fine.
Listen,
He's a weird little guy.
I know you didn't choose to, be in this position. It's a tough spot, and I think I know some people who might relate to that. So, really, you can trust us. We're not going to hurt you for no reason. Do they search you wherever you go? Do they take all your stuff? Make sure you're not hiding anything?
Usually.
Okay, well, come find us, and I have a gift for you. How about that? Okay?
Okay.
And then never go back to them ever again.
Okay.
I have a wolf. It will kill people for me. And it will protect you.
Okay.
Also, those berries are completely healthy. They're not actually poisonous. I'm sorry. What's your name?
Pavis.
Pavis? That's right. Sorry about that.
That's okay. I was kind of a little furry thing last time. It was hard.
You were.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kinda
That's,
funny.
I want to talk about that.
Okay. Well, bye.
Bye. And he just beats feet back to town.
Okay. Weird. With the rest of my time, I would like to train with Sky and just kind of try and reignite that one connection we had where it seemed like we were almost connected for a second.
During the course of the next 3 days, as you're working that, you're able to implement that and get it to trigger at this point.
Why are you eating blueberries with Skeech?
You just feel overwhelmingly happiness at this point, and then like you taste Skeech.
And that was like bananas and.
No, that's not what it tastes like. So anything else that you're doing, Ehko?
But I will start planting, like Algar did for me, little notes for this kid, and something I think he'd understand. Little symbols that he can come to find.
That's probably a good choice. Reading may not be really high in his skill level. Damon, what are you doing over the course of these 3 days?
For the next 3 days, I want to go to the shadiest taverns that Newtown has to offer. And
Well, there's only one. And
I want to go to the
that
shady
is
tavern.
the Sullied Maiden.
Disguised, so I'm not wearing my jacket. My hair is ruffled. I have dirt on my face. I'm wearing a cloak that I probably stole from one of them. Where's my cloak?
Go for it.
Just don't steal Skeech's clothes because he doesn't have much else to wear past that.
I'm not stealing Skeech's.
Don't
And
have
then
much past that at all.
for the next 3 days, I want to listen in on conversations to see if I can get information about Sep the Blade.
Excellent. Go ahead and give me a disguise check, and then give me insight check,
What do
please.
you want me to roll for disguise?
Let's go ahead and do performance. Yeah, I think that'd be the easiest.
That's a 18.
Nice.
That one. And you said insight?
Insight, yeah.
14.
14. All right. Damon, you spend 3 days hanging out in the absolute dankest hole. I mean, it's almost as if this place is designed to be offensive to everybody that is a patron. The bartender is surly and just nasty. The drinks are obviously watered down. The food is absolutely terrible. You're actually pretty sure you got secondhand food poisoning from watching people eat it. It is a rough and tumble place. You don't really hear a whole lot about Sep, but what you do gather from being in here, that what you pick up is this is definitely just a front. There's something off about this establishment. You've been in enough backroom places and such to know that this does not function like a real business does. There's something off about it.
Okay. I also want to look for messages, certain messages on the wall at all. Are there any of those around?
Oh, this one is definitely marked.
Wonderful.
And go ahead and whereabouts are you casing the entire town, or are you going to really do a grid by grid search, or what are you looking to do?
Mostly you said the Sullied Maiden?
The Sullied Maiden.
Mostly that place.
Okay.
But any businesses along the way as well, I want to look for messages.
Swing along that side of town. Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception check, please. And since you know what you're looking for, do it with advantage.
God. 13.
13. There are lots of those hybrid thieves' cants that are marked on various buildings. that you find. Some of them are saying that this one is protected. Other ones saying that this one has refused protection, so it's open game. Things along those lines. And nothing over here that would definitely say this is a resting spot or anything else along those lines, except for when you get to the Sullied Maiden, that there is room and board here. So it looks like this might be a hole-up place for visiting members or something along those lines. Not that you've tried to check out to see what their services might be, but yes. Anything else that you're doing during your 3 days?
Nope.
Reverend, what are you doing, sir?
In contrast with this, is the Red Valerian the nicest tavern in town, or is there a fancier tavern?
Silver Chalice is the
Silver
absolute
Chalice.
fanciest restaurant. Sorry, fanciest establishment in town. It serves high-end foods and drink, and it is definitely attended by the upper crust of the community here.
For the next 3 days, I am going to post up at the Silver Chalice. I'm going to hold court. I will be as myself.
All
We'll play little cards, do a little business, try to sell some of my wares to the noble folk. But as I'm doing this, I'm trying to make some coin. I'm also trying to call attention to myself. So, in the way that Damon is trying to find folks, I'm trying to help them find me.
All right, go ahead and give me a performance and a perception, please.
But mostly I'm trying to make money. Performance.
Yes, performance and perception.
Performance, 18.
18, very nice. And perception?
Not as good. 9.
Oh. Okay. Well, you definitely are the king of the court that day. You're the new flashy guy in town. Your suit is on point, and your jokes are where they need to be. You're polite when you need to be polite, and you're the talk of the town there in the Silver Chalice. Most of the people that are patronizing it are not from Granitegard. They are all transplants, pretty much from the Concordance.
Okay.
And the service definitely is designed to cater to people with lots and lots of money. As a matter of fact, if it wasn't for the fact that your performance was so high, you'd probably be walking out here in debt, because everything's expensive in this particular restaurant.
Comps.
So, but outside of that, it seems like you've definitely done a very good job alerting the entire town that didn't know you're here already, the fact that you're here already.
Did I make any money?
Unfortunately, no, you did not make any money on that.
That's fine, so I broke even.
Yes, but you could definitely say that you accomplished goals that you were looking for on that.
Yeah, don't leave me alone in town for 3 days. And at night,
Yes.
I am going to be poring over the Arcanist cookbook, attempting to unlock its secrets.
Very good. All right. Now let's go ahead and we're going to wrap back around to Vaughn. And Vaughn, who's coming with you over to the bakery?
No, I think that this would be between one of the lessons with Skeech. We've got to a certain point. Do you feel comfortable trying this on your own?
Yeah, sure. Do you think I should do this in town, or?
Well, it's pretty simple. You're just grinding something in a mortar and pestle. You don't think you wouldn't cause an explosion with that, would you?
Anybody that takes that long to answer?
Sure not.
Understood. Well, how about this? Let's just take a small little break, and then I'll come back later and we'll wrap this up. I'm gonna get some provisions before we head out.
Okay, I'll wait for you.
Skeech, you're doing very well. You've come along quite a ways in this. You should be proud of yourself.
Thanks.
Oh.
That's a good Skeech. Now I'll be right back.
Don't leave him alone for 3 days.
Don't leave me alone for 3 minutes.
Oh my goodness gracious, 2-year-old with a flamethrower. All right, so moving forward, anybody that you're taking with you to the bakery?
No.
All right. Vaughn slips over. There's a ring at the bell as you step through, and you see Rose behind the counter as she's working on some bread. Her assistant's there next to her as well. And
Well, hello.
2 times in 12 years.
We're on a roll, you might say.
I suppose so.
I was curious. I didn't know if you had any need for any assistance around here. I'd be more than happy to maybe help get some things off of the high shelf.
I do, in fact, need some assistance out back.
Oh, more than happy. We've got a little bit of time. The assistant's still there. To be honest, really just trying to fill some time. And I know that you had needed some help around here, so I thought I would check in.
All right, we'll walk out of the bakery, just kind
back
of
over to your house in the garden area.
making sure there's no one around. You might need some assistance. Your pal, the Reverend, he's alerted the entirety of Newtown to his presence.
I wish I could say I was surprised, but I believe that his mere existence tends to draw attention.
At the Silver Chalice, and that.
Oh no, I haven't seen him for the better part of the last 18 hours. What has he been up to?
All of those vacationing from the Concordance, I fear, have met the Reverend.
I imagine your concern here is that drawing eyes to the Reverend and whatever ne'er-do-wells he has along with him, but it also draws attention to the rest of us, myself included.
Absolutely.
Have you heard any other whispers? Has anyone come to town?
This town is full of whispers.
And do they cross your path by chance?
Many do.
Rose, please. I'm in need of a friend and I'm in need of information.
Yes. What is it that you're seeking? To go into the city?
Finally, the same thing is where like plops down if there's a chair or something nearby.
Sure, a bench.
Leans up against, yeah, right. Are you familiar with someone known as Versigallus Rex?
Much like the Reverend, who
Understood.
isn't.
Understood. We're in his employ. Originally, this had begun as us simply scavenging, seeking information. They paid a hefty forward, enough to ensure everyone got...
I've heard from Mr. Gruber.
Oh, well, we just picked up that one today as well. I left that with one of my other compatriots. It seems that they know of the tunnels, the path in and out of the city, the same one that I used, or at least one of them. It seems as if Versigallus Rex has reason to need us to go and find solutions. He spoke of some great evil presence. I think the thing that is most concerning, they seem to believe that it was no mere coincidence what befell Granitegard 12 years, and that the story is yet unfolding, and that there's some end game afoot. And so he's tapped us.
There seem to be many forces at play here. Converging. I'm not sure how related it is to 12 years ago. Versigallus is an interesting fellow.
I'm not quite sure if we should trust him. I don't know what his intentions are with the Granitegard and its people.
He's fairly recently come here. Not too recent, but I don't deal with him too much.
That's fair. I can't imagine. You have your own business, you have your own life to run. I understand. You can't simply be my eyes and ears around here, and I do apologize if I gave off that impression.
At the mention of eyes and ears, she kind of looks away a little bit and glances back.
There's something I wish for you to know. I imagine we are planning to head into the city. If not soon, then not so soon future. It is my plan. It is my goal. The doors have opened, and that may as well be an invitation for me to return home. If I can ask one thing of you, I was never as good at the politics as father was.
No.
But
Well,
it wasn't my place. I was too busy.
you were too young.
I may have been young in age, but the responsibilities fell on me all the same. I didn't. Let's just say this. My time sneaking off to spend time with you was one of the only times I was allowed to be a child. But I ask you this. In the chaos and what's been sown since the doors have opened, I imagine others will be coming to seek the title for their own. I ask that if you hear of this, you bring word to me. I'm not quite ready to announce who I am and what my intentions are.
I think that's wise. That's more than wise right now.
But I wish to know who the other players are, who I should be looking out for. And I can't do that when I'm gallivanting and pretending to be a run-of-the-mill adventurer, running odd jobs for this Rex.
You asked of Wyatt last time we spoke. He's not here right now. I can't decide if it's wise for you to see him.
Say more, I don't understand.
Well, there are just whispers. Some rumors. Others might know who you are. Just a few of us. I think that
Please.
she kind of thinks a little bit to herself. I think that if you're ready to speak with him, it might be okay.
Could you arrange it?
Like I said, he's not here now.
It's simple enough. I imagine you can get a message to me at the Red Valerian.
I think I can.
Kind of the same kind of smile breaks over. Again, I must express that this is... I knew I was coming home. I didn't expect it to feel like home.
In many ways, your presence here has made it feel that way for me.
We'll see what happens next then, I imagine. But I do have appearances to maintain.
You need to leave with some goods.
I would like to leave with some of the bread, yes. That is exactly what I'm speaking of.
Not just the bread. Please come in and see the tart that we have ready for you. Ever since you came through the last time, I've been making elderberry tarts each day.
You see, it's like a combination of like teary eyes and also salivating.
Amazing.
Yes, please lead the way. Let's go see that.
All right, and so we just kind of walk back into the bakery, and I'm talking about how, you know, the grain is still growing well here, and I have the pastured cream with the tart, and I just kind of package everything up. Enough tarts for the whole party?
That is a marvelous idea.
Is that 6?
You know what, just let's call it 7 if we could. Do you have...
A baker's half dozen.
Yeah, I believe.
All right.
I believe that is the phrase.
So I package up 7 elderberry tarts, 7 rhubarb and apple blossom tarts, a pitcher of clotted cream, and I don't know, 4 loaves of bread.
Do you happen to have a basket? I did not bring one.
I believe we. Please check the back. A basket, please.
A few moments later, your assistant comes out with this nice little woven wicker basket with a little red cloth on the interior of it, all opened up for you. She's like, I think this will do.
Perfect.
And like I said, if you are ever in need of any other assistance around here, I'm not sure, you obviously have help to look over. I'm happy to lend my aid. You can find me over the Red Valerian. I'm sure you could leave a message with some of the kind folk there in France.
I knew that's where you were already.
Yes.
With the wolf, too.
Oh, we have found some additional companions, yes.
Excellent.
Are people upset about that? Has that caused any issues? She's very well behaved.
I haven't. folks who matter haven't had any issue, let's say.
Very well. I appreciate the heads up. I don't know how much longer we'll be staying in town before we head off on our way. I will say farewell before, but I do plan on coming back.
Please do.
Thank you again. Thank you for everything. Kind of picks up the hefty basket.
I come and give you a hug before you leave. Nice big hug.
Aww.
And I reach up to like pat you on the head.
And off Vaughn goes out the door and off into adventure. So that basically wraps up our 3 days here in town. Next morning rolls around, breakfast time, nice hearty meal. What are you doing on the 4th day here?
Could I have gone to the general store and just, since the
Oh.
silken sash was such a disappointment.
I think that went so well.
I know,
Yeah.
and just like have picked up like some cheap gloves and a scarf and some embroidery thread.
Yep.
Yeah, just like just we'll add that on. Okay. Great.
You have yourself some nice looking gloves. They're leather and they are not.
Perfect.
They're not not the silken sash after you look at what was there, but you know what? It's clean.
Honest
It's good looking.
workmanship.
Your armor's been repaired. It's
Yep.
ready to go.
Thank you.
And what are we looking to do today?
Before we head out, I'll say to the people at the table, looks like we're setting off into danger again. After my nose incidents the other day, I feel like I'm trying to walk a different path. So while we were in the ruins, I did find a couple things I'd like to share with you that I got identified when we were at Gildan's. I found this potion. It feels like something that might be helpful to you. Drink it, and it will help you fight better.
Oh goodness, thank you so much. Oh.
Vaughn, you seem to get real beat up when we fight things, so, well, you know, I've just been toiling away in the room here at the Red Valerian.
It's strange, I haven't seen you very often in these past 3 days.
Well, I've been hard at work creating a potion of vital essence for you.
Reverend, thank you.
That's a high-level potion. Pretty difficult to accomplish. Could
I please roll alchemy in general? Just to call this.
Can I assist?
Absolutely.
while he's rolling, and for you, since you like to do scouting and things like that, I made you a potion of water breathing.
Oh, thank you. How does it work?
You drink it and then you can breathe water.
That doesn't seem biologically possible, but thank you.
With magic, with magic and the one God, all things are possible.
Right.
I see what you did there.
All right, so.
What did you roll?
A 16.
Yeah, it's a high quality potion. There's not even a question in his mind about it. Like, wow, he's impressed by your skill.
Thank you, Reverend. It's quite impressive.
That's it.
And so, are you all heading over to the shambles, down to near the shambles for that garrison tower, or where are you off to?
Before we go anywhere, can we go up to the room real quick? There is something of great importance I need to tell you about right now.
Of course.
Fortunately, you're still in your room, so.
Oh.
Great, we're here. I will go and start frantically boarding up the windows and
Are you okay?
right now, yes. So, do you remember Pavis?
No.
The woodchuck?
Oh, Davis.
Well, technically, oh yeah, you were right. He was a woodchuck. Yes, exactly. That was a kid. He's a pickpocket. Apparently, he was hired to tail us. He's not very good at it, and I found him.
Oh.
He was sent to spy on us by someone named Captain Fiat and the Gray. Do these mean anything to anyone? Because he didn't seem to know. All he said was that they'd kill him. So.
You can make a roll.
Could I also make a roll? Would I know?
Not either of these.
Do you think they'll wait?
But Wherever we go.
But the Reverend can make a roll.
Oh, okay.
What's that?
17.
There was a Captain Theot that worked for the Stone Guard in Granitegard.
Are you keeping
That was smooth.
Oh, wow.
Yes, he was a celebrated captain, as a matter of fact.
What are we rolling for?
It would be a wisdom check for you.
Oh,
You can do. It's a use history if you want to add a skill bonus.
History. 15.
15.
You say that name one more time.
Captain Thea? I don't know if that's correct. That's just what he said to me.
Theot.
Theot.
Theot?
Uh-huh.
The name's not unfamiliar to me.
He sounded like he was scared of him. The kid. I told him to come here after he told them that we were just doing normal people things.
Do you think he's related to the Way?
I have no idea. The way is not my expertise.
I'm going to give you a piece of advice when you're trying to convince someone that you're doing normal things. You usually don't have to say that you're doing normal things, but I'm proud of you
I wanted to be clear. I wanted to be direct.
proud of you nonetheless, Ehko.
I didn't want there to be any room for, speculation.
I'm proud of you.
They sent to spy and trail, and you said that they were afraid of them. Are they hurting them in some way?
He said he'd kill him if he found out that we were seen together. Luckily, I was, very stealthy, but, I mean, there is a chance that this kid is still going to be killed. I told him to come find us. I left him a trail to come back here where we'd protect him.
To come back here?
You did? Yeah, I mean, it's not a secret we're here, but we could keep him safe in this room.
Ehko, this is confusing for several reasons to me, but first and foremost, I must say that Captain Theot was, as far as I was concerned, a lauded member of the Guard.
The Guard of?
At least the area surrounding Granitegard, yes.
What did I think of him?
So why would he be sending kids to spy?
You didn't think anything of him, but the Gray is very familiar. There was somebody that worked for the Thieves Guild that had that name.
He didn't know, but if he survives and he can get here, maybe we can ask him more. I told him in exchange for staying here, he would tell us where he stayed, which was the payment that this captain offered him. And then we could check it out ourselves.
Please, do not take this as chastising. However, I would just point out this young lad who's been sent to trail us. You've now invited them to join us here. And if they're truly afraid of these individuals, that they might bring them here with them.
They know we're here anyway. It's not that much of a secret with how we've been. I assume we're leaving anyway. It's more of a matter of if we're going to this keep or whatever, we don't want to be seen going to it because then we're getting ambushed, and I don't think we're going to get as lucky as a fake bugbear call scaring them away again.
We gotta hide in plain sight, I think is what Ehko is saying.
Do normal things.
Yes, but the other person that you mentioned, the Gray.
Are they a person?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was another group. They're vague.
I'm intrigued that this Captain Theot, who Vaughn seems to think was an upstanding citizen, is somehow involved with the Gray.
Okay.
Was an unsavory character.
Care to elaborate? What does that mean?
No, I do not.
Don't you think that might be helpful?
Fair enough. The Gray, old habits die hard, Maery.
Well, let them die, okay?
Gray was a member of the Thieves Guild, or still is. Seems the tangled webs of Newtown even more tangled than we first realized. Which is why I have been out in the community attempting to tease them apart.
I thought you were making potions.
Where did you squeeze it all in, Reverend?
Man of many talents.
Time for time. Wow.
Well, I think we should go find this tower.
Again, we're okay with we should assume that we're being watched and followed.
I wear a shiny suit.
Ehko, I think you were correct a moment ago. From the moment we had the audience here after we saved those children, we've been a spectacle.
Yes.
Then just double up on watches, I guess.
Yeah.
Sounds like whoever this is, this kid thought they could kill us. So, I mean, so far that's not been true.
We just have to kill them first.
That's what I'm thinking.
Why does this all have to be so complicated? Just go to the city, fight a monster, come back, save the world, have assassination attempts. I just don't understand.
It escalated quickly, you're right.
It really did.
Life is complicated.
Yes.
Did he say where the Gray or this captain was?
He said if he told me that, he'd die. Or they'd kill him. So I offered in exchange for safety, he'd tell us where at least the kids would stay.
So presumably he's going to come back and we'll get more information.
If they don't figure it out already, if he's not already dead.
Did y'all make a plan as to when he would return?
They don't really seem much of the planning type.
I hate to think this way, but if what you're saying is true, and they're truly this devilish, we should assume that they got this information from this poor child, and we should not be waiting on them to come back to us. We should be going to find them. You say there are more? They have other children that are doing this as well.
It can't just be the one. He wasn't very good.
I say we take it into our own hands then.
Meanwhile, be on the lookout for any little urchins. But be nice to them. Them kids don't have a choice, probably.
No, they do not.
No.
Okay, to the tower.
On the way out of the room, I want to tug Damon's coat.
Yes.
The tower.
What was that, Skeet? You wanted to show me something. We'll catch up. Hang on.
Okay.
What? I'm gonna wait until they're,
So everybody's kind of filing out of the room now. Two of you are left in the room. Skeech.
What about the tower?
I don't think you should go, but I'm not gonna leave you. Can't you say something to them? They'll listen to you.
I don't know what I should say to them.
Me neither. I guess it's been fun.
Thanks. That's great, Skeech. I love this talk we're having right now in this exact moment. It's fantastic.
If you wanted to have a private conversation, stop yelling. Outside the door.
One day I'll give you a lesson on subterfuge. And subtlety.
And subtraction.
And subduction.
It's fine.
Well, we're walking away now.
Clank, 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 clank.
Honestly, as much as I wanted to try to convince them not to go, I can't. I don't think they trust me as much as they trust the others. Don't shake your head like that, Echo. I see you.
He speaks the truth.
Actually, technically he wasn't shaking, he was nodding. So that was agreement.
Okay then. I guess I can try.
Do you think that you should tell everyone else what you told me? Not the part about the lady, but the monsters and the creatures and the army that we might need to go in there.
I think they know. I tried, but I'll try again.
I will try to rush up to catch up.
All right. The rest of the party has made it out of the Red Valerian and into that cul-de-sac area by the tree as Skeech and Damon are coming out of the door towards you all. this kid comes running by. When I say kid, maybe about 18, 19 years old. He's got bright red hair, freckles on his face. Looks like he spends a lot of time outdoors. And he's just beating feet at the end. He's like, there's a dragon! A dragon! And runs past you guys into the doors of the Red Valerian. And then a moment later, he comes running back out. He's like, there's a dragon! I thought you were inside the inn. I'm sorry. There's a dragon. It's eating people. You gotta come to the mill. It's in the mill.
Slow. The mill?
The mill.
How far?
It's over there.
We should go to the mill.
It's not over there. You gotta go out of town. Just follow me,
Dragons don't
please.
eat bread.
Can I insight this kid?
All right. Make a check.
Vaughn's like, show me, lead the way, child.
I'm trying to assist the child in getting the party to go to the mill instead.
Well, he's not a child. He's about 18. Well, this guy looks like a lumberjack. He's about the best way to describe him. He is sweaty and out of breath. Looks like he has been running a marathon to get over to you.
A plate of pancakes?
No, he does not have a plate of pancakes, nor does he have the bounty paper towel action there right there.
Did he hang his axe?
But no, he's got like wood chips and things like that on him. No French accent. And he's like, you gotta come to the mill. You gotta come to the mill.
I rolled a 15.
I rolled a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Again, this guy seems very sweaty, very sincere, and desperate.
To the mill. Let's go to the mill. Save people. Let's go. Go.
And he starts to chuck and run again. Every time you guys aren't catching up with him, he stops like, go on. He's like, are you bringing that kid?
Yes, he's a very good fighter.
Yes.
Okay, whatever. It's a dragon.
And you want to help fight the dragon or not?
Out you all come out of the town.
What kind of dragon is it?
One that eats people. I'm not. You got to come to the mill. I didn't see the dragon. All I know is they came back and their people were missing, and I got told to come here and to get you because there was a dragon.
Who told you?
My foreman told me to come get you.
What's his name?
Oh my goodness gracious! Are you gonna come get the?
No, the dragon can wait. Tell us about the foreman.
You found us, the heroes of Granitegard.
Did you?
It's Finn. It's Finn Olston. He runs the mill. Finn Olston. Big guy, burly guy, runs the mill.
Did you see this dragon?
I didn't see the dragon, but I saw the guys that came back and they were scratched up, and there were people that were missing.
That's all I need to hear.
I was told there's a dragon. It's got to be a dragon. I don't know if it's a dragon or not, but they told me it's a dragon.
I'm gonna look at Skeech. Let's go kill a dragon. Yay.
I mean, finally, just a straightforward problem. Let's. We're coming to help you.
Okay. Come on. And he begins to run again out of the town and onto the Traders Road. Makes a right-hand turn, this time taking you south along the Traders Road.
Okay.
Those of you that had come up from the south, Reverend, Damon, and Ehko, you recognize the bridge that you had come over. And off that bridge is a road that goes off towards, you can see where the forest line is, and you can see where lots and lots of the forest has been cut down and cleared at this point. First thing that you pass is actually the mill that would take care of the wheat and grinding and things like that. And just up from that, you can see lots and lots of timber that's been cut and stacked. And there's a large group of men out there. And they're gathered around. There's all kinds of voices like, it came out of the trees. Yeah, and it killed Jim Harden and it ate his whole head in one bite. And Corey Brower, he's gone too. And Bob got eaten. It was like a dragon. It was definitely a dragon. Anyone see was a dragon? I think it was a dragon. It was like crazy big. And that is where we're going to end our evening, folks. So please do join us again next week to see how our party handles the dragon. Oh my goodness, that's right. 2 weeks. I'm so sorry. I'm just excited to come see you all. Next week again, do tune in to see our how-to on running your own games and building characters. But in 2 weeks, we'll come back and see you with a dragon. And hopefully you all will have signed up for joining us at Origins. So thank you very much. You have yourselves a wonderful rest of your week. And we'll see you here in 2 weeks. Bye.